The majority of this being with a head injury. They also lost Justin Jones to a knee injury. But this defense held up.
Especially the run game. And I think that may be the biggest surprise I think we have today, Ryan, is how they play the run so effectively for most of the ball game.
And that will be the 2-minute warning. Chargers looking to wrap things up on the road, up 38-22 in Cincinnati.
With Consumer Cellular, get the same premium coverage as the nation's leading carriers for half the cost. And AARP members get exclusive discounts. Magnificent.
The college football playoff is set. Alabama, Michigan, Georgia, and Cincinnati, the two winners to meet in the 2022 College Football Playoff National Championship next month. However, today in the National Football League, we have one of the most historic and toughest rivalries in the game between the Baltimore Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. Thank you for tuning in and listening. However, currently, following Eagles, Jets, and Cardinals, Bears, we just saw some bonus coverage of Lions, Vikings, and now also Chargers, Bengals before kickoff from Heinz Field in about 10 minutes or so. With hello friends, Jim Nance, Tony Romo, along with Tracy Wolfson on the call for CBS in the Steel City between the 8-3 Ravens and the 5-1 Steelers, with Baltimore a 4-point road favorite. Pittsburgh, of course, coming off two consecutive losses, 41 points allowed against the Chargers, and Bengals return home for the first time since they tied the Lions. And what a week it's been for the state of Michigan. Thoughts and prayers continued to Oxford High School. Michigan, the Wolverines, last night winning the Big Ten championship over the Iowa Hawkeyes. And now, for the first time in a year, the Detroit Lions have won an NFL game. Breaking news, the Lions just won on a game-winning touchdown at home from Ford Field in Motor City against Minnesota Vikings by a final score of 29-27. So they're now 1-10-1. Pittsburgh, of course, here 5-5-1. Pittsburgh and Detroit tied almost a month or so ago. Pittsburgh hasn't won in a month. They have not won since they defeated the Bears on a Monday night, early November. Since then, of course, the two straight losses and the tie back against the Lions. But back to some bonus coverage here. 2 minutes to play with the Chargers and Bengals before we kick off with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Go in Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. That thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Ravens, hashtag Steelers, hashtag BAL for Baltimore versus PIT for Pittsburgh. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated as well. So 8-3 Baltimore, 5-5-1 Pittsburgh. Ravens, Steelers meeting for the first time this year. For Pittsburgh, coming off of two consecutive losses, they need to get back to the basics and play Pittsburgh Steelers football. Run the damn football, open up play action with Big Ben Roethlisberger. We'll get to 7 in a minute. Play steel curtain defense as well. Rely on your special teams as always. The standard is the standard. No penalties, no turnovers either. Plain and simple. End of story. There's not much else to be said there. Now, when these two teams met last year, of course, AFC North rivals meeting for the first time here in 2021. Today, both meetings came down to the final play of the game, in which the results favored the Steelers. Steelers won both in November and, well, it was supposed to be late November, but it turned into early December. It was actually a year ago this past Wednesday, because that game, of course, was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving, but because of COVID, it was moved. But yeah, both meetings came down to the final play last year, and Steelers wins played on days in which the game wasn't supposed to be played on. the Titans' COVID situation, their issues there, move the Steelers bye week and the first Ravens-Steelers matchup, whereas the second, as mentioned, was supposed to be played on Thanksgiving night, but was played the following Wednesday afternoon a year ago. This past week, I believe kickoff was at like 3 or 3:30 because of the tree lighting ceremony. That was also going to be on NBC later on that night. But now this year, in 2021, we'll play this first meeting. Potential 3. I say 3 because of the playoffs. You never know. First meeting today, Heinz Field on CBS from the Steel City coming up shortly. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. And then they'll meet in Week 18 to close out the regular season before the playoffs do, in fact, begin. Baltimore's leading the North right now. Pittsburgh outside looking in the playoff hunt. Pittsburgh's last 2 opponents in losses against the Chargers and Bengals. Some bonus coverage right now on CBS before kick between Baltimore and Pittsburgh here. And LA is going to win. It's 41-22 right now, but you got to give credit where credit is due. Cincinnati almost came back and beat them. They were getting shut out 24-0 earlier, made it a game late, but then here in the second half, the Chargers pulled away, and they'll end up winning. 1st and 10, Bengals from 25. So even if they do something here with a minute and no timeouts to go, LA will win, and both teams will then be 7-5. But, overreaction from last week with, okay, the Steelers are done for. We'll see today, of course, for sure, if they really are this year, and if it's going to be Roethlisberger's final season at the helm by any means. But we'll get more into that situation here in a little bit. But and as always, coming to halftime, first half stats and scores. Take a look around the rest of the league as well. We'll recap college football from yesterday, preview next week, discuss the Heisman Trophy, and then with the college football playoff set with your top 4, bowl games are, in fact, as I speak, being announced. So we'll get into a few of those if we have some time. But just keep in mind, I'll have a bowl game prediction video out this week, so keep an eye out for that right here on the channel. Okay, now final with the 2 1 o'clock kicks I've witnessed, plus 2 bonus coverage matchups, and now kickoff coming up here in a few from Pittsburgh with the Ravens and Steelers. But yeah, Baltimore's in the AFC North lead. They're coming off of a win last week at home on a Sunday night against the Browns. Pittsburgh also beat Cleveland this year as well. So we'll talk about the comparison with the 2 teams, common opponents really, and then even the Bengals as well. But then you look at Cincinnati. Who are the Cincinnati Bengals right now? Everybody, in my opinion, there's a few that stand out. They're pulling away. We'll have 8, 9, 10 wins here after this week. But everybody's middle of the pack still. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins. With a lot of football left to be played. So still, one thing at a time. One play, one drive, one game at a time. And Pittsburgh needs to get back to the basics today. But, Pittsburgh, they've lost 2 in a row. They just need to find themselves, show some fight, some effort, get back to the basics, and just play fundamentally sound football and play Pittsburgh Steelers football on top of it. And, hope to, of course, pick up win number 6 here this weekend. Hell, this time last year they were still undefeated, and then a year tomorrow, because of the postponement from the week before with the Ravens and Steelers from Thanksgiving to the following Wednesday, and then the Washington football game, formerly known as Redskins, of course, after they defeated the Seahawks last week on Monday night. That game was then moved to an early Monday night kick, and that's when Pittsburgh first lost last year. Of course, lost 5 of 6, including in the playoffs. slow start this year. Now, in the middle of the pack, on the outside looking in, as mentioned. So we go to the Steel City. Pitt last night winning the ACC championship. Congrats to the Panthers. Even though I'm a Penn State fan, Pitt going to be going to the Peach Bowl now to take on Michigan State, who Penn State just lost to last weekend. But we'll get more into everything else, a little bit later on here over the next few hours or so. But in the meantime, the Steelers are on to kick off. Boswell from 35, left to right, across your television screen, radio and audio dial. Baltimore back deep to receive in their road whites. Vice versa, right to left, across your television screen, radio and audio dial. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, and we're underway. Ravens on the return, out past the 20, and brought down at the 24. Be 1st and 10 for number 8, Lamar Jackson, and the Raven offense. Jackson did not play in this matchup last year with Baltimore on the road at Pittsburgh. Did a few weeks prior, about a month or so, early November last year, and the ball was batted down to goal line to end the game. Pittsburgh swept last year. Baltimore swept the year before, so even odd, take it for what it's worth, but 1st and 10 from the 25 officially. Jackson going to complete to number 33, the former Falcon, and Devontae Freeman. Of course, Baltimore, to begin the season, had a lot of key injuries on offense, more so than not in the backfield, running back. And they signed a few, have since cut a few, including former Steeler and Le'Veon Bell. And give to Freeman again. He got a first down to the 39 for 14. They give to him for maybe a yard or so if he's lucky enough. Be 2nd and 9 here for the Ravens to begin the afternoon. So, once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. But Baltimore and Pittsburgh also have some CFL championships on, with the Grey Cup coming up shortly. But the East Final from earlier, Hamilton over Toronto. And now in the West Final, we have Saskatchewan and Winnipeg underway. But Jackson on 2nd and 9 out past midfield for Big Raven. First down on a gain of about 12 yards, 1st and 10, Baltimore. Pittsburgh's going to have to stop this rush attack, no doubt about it. Baltimore, the past few years, they've led the league in rushing. And on the flip side, Pittsburgh, of course, on offense, is going to have to find a running game of their own with rookie running back out of Alabama, and the Tide with an SEC championship once again yesterday as well, defeating Georgia, both in the playoff now. Alabama, Cincinnati, Michigan, Georgia, but run 22. Rock the Naj with rookie back out of Bama, Najee Harris. But Pittsburgh on defense for the time being, 1st and 10 from the 48. Two defenders run into each other. That's 55 and 56, Devin Bush and Alex Highsmith. Officially, 41, Robert Spillane out with an injury once again. Also, Joe Hayden still out with a foot injury. TJ Watt returns. He did return last week, but was injured late. Then they put him on the COVID list. Activated him off of that yesterday. He's active. He's out there playing. Somebody has to step up on defense. Whole defense needs to step up in general, but 2nd and 5. Baltimore with an end around. And Devin Duvernay for another Raven first down, making it look easy, marching on downfield. But we do have a penalty on the play. Our first yellow flag of the afternoon. Illegal shift on the Ravens. And they'll replay the down. 5 yards, still 2nd down. Tomlinson in for Nick Boyle, who's out today, but Mark Andrews is a good check down. Keep in mind these tight ends with Andrews for Baltimore, and then also Eric Ebron and rookie out of Penn State, Pat Freiermuth, who's come alive here this year for the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. It might be one of those afternoons, old school smash mouth football, run down and throw it up and play action, get your tight ends as well, and just play good defense. Baltimore 4-point road favorite. Expect a close, hard-fought battle. Low scoring. Potentially decided by a touchdown or less, but we'll see. And that was intended for Andrews. Tried to one-hand it, bobbled it, and then dropped it incomplete. So now 3rd down for the Ravens. And that penalty, the illegal shift, hurting them right now on this drive. 11:56 to play in the opening quarter. Baltimore with a big 3rd and 10 as Steeler Nation comes alive. And Latavius Murray in the backfield, now going to motion into the slot, top of your screen, empty set, 5 wide for Jackson. And he's going to get it off complete to Latavius Murray, who they ended up signing just before the season started because of the injuries. And it's been him and Freeman as the go-to backs for the Ravens this year. Tyson Williams as well, but he's out today. They also signed, of course, Le'Veon Bell, but have since released him, as mentioned. But, yeah, before the season began, they lost J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, along with Justice Hill to season-ending injuries. And, I mean, you got to do something in that regard and continue to move on and play with who you have. And, I mean, it's worked out for them. They're 8-3. That pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete. Loudermilk, 92. I believe it was 92. It was Loudermilk and 57 Adams for the Steelers batting the ball down. Okay. Of course, with Pittsburgh being banged up, a few new fresh faces on this defense. Somebody has to step up on D. I don't care who it is, but in general, as mentioned, whole entire defense needs to step up and needs to stop this running game. They can't. Hand off to Freeman. Minka brings them down around the 13-yard line. Another big 1st down for the Ravens. 1st and 10 inside the red zone. Knocking on the door, looking to take an early road lead. Remember last year when Baltimore came to Pittsburgh? It was not Lamar Jackson once again. Some calls went their way, some didn't. Pittsburgh ended up winning, but hell, he could single-handedly beat Pittsburgh today if he wishes. And Jackson, in the meantime, going to go down on the sack for 10 back of the 23 by former Raven and number 95, Michigan Wolverine as well. I'm sure he's happy to go blue there in the playoff. But Chris Wormley on the sack, taking down Lamar Jackson. It'll now be 2nd down and 20. He's come alive as of late. He has. He stepped up alongside Cameron Hayward. I mean, they lost Tyson Lulu. Hell, Stephon Tuitt hasn't returned this year. He's only supposed to be out for a few games, and it's already December, and he still hasn't played. It's Hayward in the middle, Watt off the edge, fumble on the snap. Jackson going to pick it up back at the 40. It seems like they're blowing the whistle, rolling this dead. What? Yeah, why are you blowing the whistle? And now the boos come in. I'd be booing too. And then prior to the snap, delay a game on the Ravens, so Baltimore lucks out on that. It'll be 2nd and 24 now when it should be 2nd and from Hagerstown, Maryland to Pittsburgh to go. But it hit the motion man on the snap. They called delay a game. Jackson picked it up, and then they blow it dead, but now 2nd and 24. So Baltimore just seems like they have a good thing going. They back themselves up before they get another good thing going because Pittsburgh can't stop them. And then, we'll see if they end up scoring on this drive or not. But from the 28, 2nd and 24, Jackson looking to throw. He's going to dump it off. And Murray on a catch and run inside the 20, down at the 10. And they'll have a 3rd and about 6 from there, under 10 to play now in this opening quarter for the Ravens on the road here today against the black and gold.
You're going to see, he's going to look through all the field. Lamar, this is growth as a quarterback. Every year does it. Look down, next.
Yeah, simple check down. And then you can't tackle. I mean, come on, man. So 3rd and 6 officially, another empty set. Jackson looking to throw. TJ Watt after him, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone by the Steelers, and that's number 39, Minkah Fitzpatrick, on the INT. So Baltimore starting this game today, just as they did a year ago in Pittsburgh. Drove, no points. Pittsburgh, we'll see if they can capitalize. First turnover, can't turn the ball over. Penalties and turnovers absolutely kill you. We'll see if it comes back and bites Baltimore by any means. Pittsburgh going to have to capitalize off this. Luckily, ball's intercepted in the end zone, so touchback. They'll have first 10 out to 20 rather than, inside the 10 or the 5 by any means. But got a fun running game now with Najee Harris. Got to run 22, work in Snell and Balaj as well. Anthony Tony McFarland out, but allow Big Ben to be Big Ben. Get it out to Deontay Johnson, who stepped up in absence of Juju Smith-Schuster now the past 2 months. Johnson, Claypool, along with James Washington. No brick hands today. You got to catch football. You're playing wide receiver in the NFL, for God's sakes. Can't drop it. Get it to Ebron and Freiermuth as well. Check it down if you have to, out of the backfield. Run the screen game. Do whatever the hell you have to do to score points. Okay? Defensively, they make a big stop early, get an interception. But the past 2 games, they've given up 41 points to the Chargers and Bengals, respectively. Really, even their wins, because their largest margin of victory, once again, has only been 8 points. Been in a lot of close games this year, no doubt about it. And a lot of the losses could be wins, and a lot of the wins could be losses. They're 5-5-1, so I'll take it. It is what it is. But, like last week, turnovers killed them once again against the Bengals. But then Cincinnati, goes out today, and like I said, you got to give some credit where credit's due. They came back and almost made it a game, but then still ended up getting blown out. So, any given Sunday, any given week, anybody can win or lose, no doubt about it. That's why the game's actually played out on the field. It's not decided on paper as everybody thinks it is. Because if we could predict all we want, which we do anyway, that this team's going to win or that team's going to win, then whoever we root for, they'll be undefeated. They'll be winning championships year after year. But, they won by 7 at Buffalo. They won by 3-2 against the Seahawks and Bears in prime time on game-winning field goals. Beat the Browns by 5. Ravens beat the Browns by 6 last Sunday night. And then they both got blown out by the Bengals. 41-17 for the Ravens and 41-10 for the Steelers last week. But then they tied the Lions, who finally won today. And, there's no consistency, it seems like, with either of these two teams, more so than not the Steelers, along with everybody in the NFL. 1st and 10, they get 2. It's now 2nd and 8 from the 22. Handoff to 22, Najee Harris. And he's going to push his way for 7, and they'll have a 3rd and 1 on their opening drive. Eventually, you'll break one after you chip away at it for a little while. And now we got an injured Steeler, which isn't a good sign. Who is that?
That's Dan Moore. This is already a very thin offensive line with injuries and experience.
Mike Tomlin going to come out and check who it is. Looks like it's on the offensive line. I didn't get a number, but Jim Nance said it was the rookie left tackle out of A&M and Dan Moore Jr. So we'll see, of course, who steps up and how much they're going to have to shuffle this offensive line around now. But, yeah, even with all, the injuries and all the mistakes they've had this year, everything they've gone through in general, all the mistakes they've made, I should say. Being in this game, being in that game, whether they won or lost or not, 5-5-1, okay. Probably should have a few more wins, but arguably could have a few more losses as well. They're still Pittsburgh Steelers, and they still should be able to go out and do what they know how to do best, plain and simple. There's no other way of putting it. There really isn't. Just play Pittsburgh Steelers football. Knock down your opponent, run their ass over. Hopefully they get up, but if they don't, well, they're lost. And just keep trucking. Rome wasn't built in a day. The season's not over yet by any means whatsoever. They'll have a short week after today, and we'll get into the Thursday night game at Minnesota later. But home away to close out the year before the playoffs begin. So, it's been frustrating as of late with how the Steelers have played. But at the same time, we know it as much as they do that they could be playing 10 times better than what they are. Like last week was an absolute embarrassment. It was the worst loss in 5 years, and tied for a 32-year record for margin of victory, margin of defeat for the Steelers. But you find a running game, the rest of the offensive playbook will open itself up, believe me. And Roethlisberger won't have to do it all by himself. And here we go again with Big Ben. He can't play anymore. He's too old. They have weapons around him. He just has too much pressure on him because they can't run the football. And then the defense hasn't played as well as of late as they normally do. So something's got to give eventually. We'll see what does. I'm sure something will. 4th and 1 now as they hand it off to Harris. Nowhere for him to go, and they can't capitalize off an early Raven INT. And here comes Presley Harvin on the punt. Midway through the opening quarter, we're knotted up at 0 with the Ravens and Steelers on CBS. So from the 29, a 4th and 1, Pittsburgh on the punt. And we'll reset here in a minute, but okay, you had one big run there for 7 yards. You ran it 3 times. I don't mind that. Credit to the Raven defense. Punt's almost blocked, but they get up and away. And it's going to go out of bounds around 25, 30-yard line. We'll see where they spotted at. But he's still going, 32-yard line, 1st and 10 Ravens from there. So say the Stripes. But, yeah, just once again, really can't move the football. Can't really take any time off the clock. Whether the defense can get off the field or not, it really doesn't matter at that point because the offense can't do jack shit. So until they get rolling, another slow start, can't capitalize off turnover, this is just going to be the way it's going to be. And hopefully, it's still a lot of football to be played, no doubt about it, but hopefully Pittsburgh here can, along with Baltimore, I'd like to see a good game. No doubt about it. These two, when they normally play, it always comes down to the wire. Like I said, last year, final play of the game. Could have been a double win for the Steelers as it was, or they could have split, or Baltimore could have won both. But a run there, a loss of a yard or so in the backfield, and now we'll get our first update. What do we got? San Francisco and Seattle, and the Seahawks run a fake punt, and that goes for about 70 yards, 73-yard rushing touchdown on a fake punt. Direct snap to the up back. What a play. Seattle at 3-8, coming off of a road loss on Monday night last week against Washington. Really going to have to win out to make the playoffs. There's no other way of putting it, because they're in a hole. Maybe that's the spark they need to get out of it. We'll see. But that was our first update. Earlier, 1 o'clock kicks on CBS and Fox, respectively, witnessed the Eagles defeat the Jets, along with the Cardinals defeating the Bears, and then 2 bonus coverage matchups with the Lions defeating the Vikings for the first one of the year, and then also the Chargers over the Bengals. And now here we are, another 3rd and long, 3rd and 11 for the Ravens at Pittsburgh from the 32. Jackson complete to Hollywood Brown, and nowhere for him to go. Justin Lane on the stop. And another 4th down, and Baltimore's on the punt. So Pittsburgh's defense gets a stop. They get off the field. They'll get the ball back here. And Ray McLeod back. He is active today. Did not play last week, but he is back. He's on the return. And the Steelers, special teams wise, other than a few blocked punts this year, in the return game at least, a few decent returns, but nothing for 6. No return touchdowns yet. From the 15 on the return, Ray McLeod out past the 20, 25, decent block. It's the 26. All right, some good starting field position for the Pittsburgh Steelers here on their next drive. So Baltimore on their opening drive, you're just now tuning in, they drove, backed themselves up a few times, started to drive again, threw an interception in the end zone. Pittsburgh, quick 3 and out. They punt. Baltimore goes 3 and out there as well. So now Pittsburgh, for their second opportunity of the afternoon, they'll have 1st and 10 from the 26 when we return. We're tied at 0. 0-0 with the Ravens and Steelers. Najee Harris is going to have, I don't even have to look at the stats, 3 carries for 9 yards. Jackson with a few completions. Does have the interception, though, but, of course, Pittsburgh not able to capitalize on it by any means. So, you know, we're as even Steven right now as it gets. Balance is all hell. Not a whole lot going on, but thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. So, yeah, we'll reset here now. Get back to some preview, but at Pittsburgh, just got to get back to the basics. Play Pittsburgh Steelers football, plain and simple. And it starts up front. You got to be able to run the damn ball. Rock the Naj, run Najee Harris. The rest of the offense playbook will open itself up. Roethlisberger won't have to do everything by himself, but Big Ben still has to be Big Ben and get rid of it and not take as many sacks. Or pump fake, turn the ball over, take a sack. In the end, however you want to put it, whatever the hell happens, you got to get rid of the football. And then defensively, I mean, they are getting off the field. They're making plays. First home game in a few weeks after a 2-game road trip over the holiday. Both losses. They tied the week prior to the last home game. So they haven't won in a month in general. Home, away, neutral site. And that was on a game-winning field goal on Monday night a month or so ago against the Bears. So, first meeting with Baltimore and Pittsburgh today. 8-3 Ravens, 5-1 Steelers. Ravens is a 4-point road favorite. But yeah, both meetings last year, as Pittsburgh swept the series. The year prior, the Ravens swept. So, as mentioned, odd, even, odd. Take it for what it's worth. Game's being played today, though. So that was then, this is now. We'll see what it gives. I'm sure something will. Empty set 5 wide on a 1st and 10. Back from break, complete to Najee Harris to the 31 for a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 here. 5 minutes and about 5 seconds to play in the opening quarter. But, yeah, there have been reports about Roethlisberger going to hang it up. Hopefully, well, we'll get into that topic a little bit later on. 2nd and 6 from the 30. Johnson in motion. Handoff to Najee Harris and 22. Gets Pittsburgh to a 3rd and 2 to the 35.
Well, actually, you're right. The cohesiveness of the Steelers' offensive line has been in flux, and right now they are with.
It has been.
BJ Finney's in the locker room. He is out with a back injury.
And now BJ Finney's also out with an injury. Okay, Roethlisberger can go deep near side. Has a man incomplete. 10 for number 11, Chase Claypool. 4th down and 2. That was a good no call, no penalty. And a quick 3 and out. They go 9 yards, they go 8 yards, and 2 punts. Can't take more than a minute off the fucking clock either, so Jesus Christ, like, come on now. Presley Harvin on to punt again. I want you to do what Seattle just did. I'm sure you don't know about it, but run a fucking fake punt and run 75 yards for a touchdown. Here's a big booming punt. Unfortunately, wow. Inside the 1, it's down at the half-yard line by the Steelers. I was just about ready to say unfortunately because it was bouncing in the end zone. And then right the last possible second, hooked out of bounds. Pittsburgh's going to have to capitalize off of this now. Defense with a safety, a turnover, get a quick 3 and out, get the ball back on offense with good starting field position on your next drive, maybe 3rd time's a charm, score some points then when you get the ball back on offense. But Baltimore is going to have to start this next drive coming up when we return from break. A 1st and 10 from inside the 1 yard line. So they're going to have to go the length of the field to hit pay dirt, take a lead here on this drive if they want to. But I mean, really, this is probably expected right now by both teams till they settle in and settle the hell down. Hopefully it'll heat up here in a little bit, but you know, we'll see what it gives. I don't know what will. I'm sure as always something will, but I honestly don't. But Pittsburgh has fun running game, get off the field on defense. They've done, for the most part, that so far. They just haven't been able to get a first down on offense yet. Can't capitalize off turnover by any means. We'll see if they can capitalize off the big punt. They pin them deep inside the 10, down inside the 1. So it'll be 1st and 10 Baltimore from there when we return. But yeah, when these two teams normally play, always comes on wire. Both games did in fact do just that. Last year's first time they're meeting. This year they'll meet week 18 before the playoffs. But you know, Pittsburgh, like I said, they haven't won in almost a month after they defeated the Bears on Monday night. Of course, tied the Lions, but then they've given up 41 in a row to both the Chargers and Bengals now. 2 straight games. You can't give up 41 consecutive points and expect to win it. Whether you scored 37 or 10 in losses or not. No. In order for Pittsburgh to win today, really, to be honest with you, they're going to really only be able to allow Baltimore to score probably between 10 and 20 points, to be honest with you. So, got to get a big stop right here on defense. Make them drive. Baltimore's going to have to drive, but make a stop, get the ball back, get starting field position, and then make your drive and score first, potentially. So 1st and 10 at the 1. Out of the pistol, Jackson looking to throw. He's going to dump it off in the flat to his fullback. And they get some breathing room for a first down out past the 10. Schobert on the tackle. So, I mean, if they go 99 and score, credit to them. And Pittsburgh's going to have to look themselves in the mirror on defense for sure to just find something. Get themselves back in this game. But still early, still a lot of football left to be played. So, 2nd and 1. And Freeman on the give to the 13-yard line, 1st and 10. So they did mark him short on that last play. But it was only inches to go. They run it as they run it, and they get a first down. So, come on, D. Let's get a stop. Out of the pistol again, 1st and 10 from the 13. Motion man. And they fake the give. Jackson to keep it for himself. Running the RPO. Holds on to it the last possible second. Decides to keep it and gets about 5, maybe 6 to the 18 for 2nd and medium now for Baltimore. Pittsburgh, like I said at the start, in order for them to win, along with holding Baltimore between 10 and 20 points, as just mentioned as well, they're going to stop this running game. And they're going to have to find a running game of their own. Big play or two by both, potentially. Maybe special teams plays a factor. We'll see, but TJ Watt on a sack. It's just, been... I mean, last week it was one of those games, no doubt about it. But it's just, as of late, been one of those weeks, one of those months that just, nothing has gone your way for Pittsburgh. So, Jackson goes down on the sack. TJ Watt brings him down by his shoelaces. It's now 3rd and 7. Thought he was going to break that and get a first down on that, but they got to him right at the last possible second they could have. But in the meantime, 3rd and 7, regardless of the sack, he's going to dump it off, and the Baltimore Ravens get a first down completion to Mark Andrews. So they're going to continue to move the sticks. Under a minute to play now in this opening quarter, and just continue to move the football downfield, just making it look easy. It's like they have a good thing going, back themselves up, just keep going though. Pittsburgh, they get that big stop, and then it's like, all right, whatever. Just let them do what they want to do, and then you're in a hole. Hell, you're already in a hole. You're just digging yourselves a deeper one. 1st and 10 from the 20. 5-yard line. And a tackle, I believe, by Schobert, 93, who has played in this division before. Of course, the former Jag and Brown. Pittsburgh got him back in the preseason. And he gives another tackle to Baltimore, gets a stop after a 3-yard run. And now it's 2nd and 7 for the Ravens, but that'll do it for the opening quarter. And we're knotted up at 0. 0-0 with the Ravens and Steelers here in this AFC North battle between the 8-3 Baltimore Ravens and the 5-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Thumbs up button. Share, chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always greatly appreciated. So yeah, defense, just step the hell up. I don't care who it is. They get a sack, give a first down and play later. First 2 drives there, they sort of got off the field, but they didn't. Pittsburgh, doesn't matter whether they did or not, though, because on offense they can't do anything. 8-9 yards and 2 punts. It's a punt contest, really. It is, for the brand. But just very frustrating, with how they've played in all three phases as of late. I mean, it's been tough to watch. I'm surprised my eyes haven't started to bleed yet by any means, but, you know, it's just, how are you, really in the end, long story short, allowing this to happen? You know, like, once again, they know it as much as we do that they could be playing 10 times better, but they're not. I mean, it is what it is when it's said and done, so, you know, there's nothing for any of us we can do about it. You know? Like, it's just, there's not much else to be said, so I'll shut up about it, but, you know, they've been banged up with the injuries, like I said earlier. TJ Watt's luckily back after a scary scene last week. And then I feel they just put him on COVID, so everybody would shut up about him, you know, rather than asking, okay, how's the status for Sunday, you know, injury-wise? He's fine. They might have rushed him back just a little too soon, but, I mean, really, in a month it hasn't mattered anyway, because, you know, they're 0-2-1 the past 3 games, with or without him. So, somebody else, once again, still needs to step the hell up. But there's, you know, nothing really for, once again, any of us to do about it, because we're not coaching or we're not playing. And this first quarter that went scoreless was the first scoreless first quarter in this rivalry with the Ravens and Steelers since 2008. So, good 12, 13-year record being broken. Jackson, 2nd and 7, begin the second. Looking to throw, he's going to tuck it and run, and he gets a first down. Big tackle after an 8-yard pickup. And Akello Witherspoon actually making some damn plays for the Steelers defense today. They traded for him also back during training camp in the preseason. And for the most part, okay, he might have played 1 or 2 games back in September, but he's been out really every week since. So maybe it's going to be him. I mean, he made the tackle there on Jackson. I doubt it. I mean, of course, you know, no more Joe Hayden, who's been out now 3 straight games, but still Cam Sutton, James Pierre, Arthur Millette. Minka has the interception. Terrell Edmonds back in the secondary as well. Got a false start by Baltimore, 5 yards. I'll replay the down. So it'll be 1st and 15 now. But, you know, it's Cam Hayward up front, T.A. Watt off the edge, really Highsmith in the middle, and Hayden, Sutton, and Minka on the back end. So, from the 31 now, 1st and 15. Jackson going to fake it. And it's almost picked off, and then it is picked off and dropped by Edmonds. But it was tipped to the line of scrimmage, batted up, almost picked off twice, and then dropped by the Steelers, incomplete. Yeah, Schobert had it with his left hand. It's up in the air, and then Edmonds right there, but it falls incomplete. So 2nd down and 15 now for the Baltimore offense. Empty from the 31, dump off on a screen near side to Freeman, who sort of just didn't even motion out of the backfield. He just scooted his way near side. A late penalty flag, I don't know what that's for. Maybe some taunting? Yeah. The taunting and targeting need to go, but I mean, if it's against the Ravens here, I'll take it. After play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Steeler defense, no. TJ Watt had to have said something. I don't know what he said, but they get a free 15 yards after about a 9-yard reception. Yeah, he said something to him, and then the ref standing right there and threw the flag. So, I mean, it is what it is. The taunting and targeting need to go, but 1st and 10 for Baltimore. I mean, come on, man.
Just changes every decade. Never did that. We were on the receiving end.
So at the 46-yard line now. Pittsburgh rushing some defenders on out of the pistol. They're going to run it again. Guess what? Baltimore running the football, and Freeman in the backfield tackled for about a 3-4 yard loss. Be second and long again. So, yeah, they take a look at the playoff picture. We'll get more into that later on if we can. If not, latest tomorrow for Patriots-Bills. Live watch along reactions. Live right here on YouTube with WWE Monday Night Raw as well. But, yeah, Baltimore's leading the North along with the whole entire AFC right now. And then Pittsburgh's right on the outside looking in. So, must win for Pittsburgh as it was last week. Same goes today as well. They need to win a few more of these games. And the schedule is not getting any easier. I said a few weeks back, right before the Charger game before Thanksgiving, they have and they still do with Baltimore Day at Minnesota, Tennessee, at Kansas City, Cleveland, at Baltimore to close out the regular season, have the toughest remaining schedule in the National Football League. Jackson complete to Mark Andrews, but a third down and about 9 for the Baltimore offense. 3rd and 10 officially. Third and 10 from the original line of scrimmage after the penalty from the 46-yard line. Play clock winding down. They get it off at 1. Jackson going to step up. Dumps it off, and it's complete to Andrews, and he's going to get another Raven first down, it looks right. Right there at the first down marker. Baltimore just first down and first down and first down, making it look easy. That's how it was the opening drive before the interception. And then they made a stop. Got off the field on Baltimore's second drive, and third time's a charm now maybe for him. Hopefully, same goes for Pittsburgh, but just defensively, they've been giving up way too many big plays as of late. Can't get off the field. And then the offense can't do anything to save their goddamn lives. So, I mean, it is what it is. First and 10 from 35, handoff to Freeman, and then Schobert and Loudermilk, 93-92 respectively, on the tackle. Second down and 6 for the Baltimore Ravens. As mentioned, Baltimore coming off of a home win against the Browns last week on a Sunday night, 16-10. Pittsburgh beat Cleveland on the road back on Halloween, 15-10. Okay, so there's a point, give or take there. And then also with the Bengals, both teams allowed 41 points to be scored on them. The Ravens lost to the Bengals 41-17. And then Pittsburgh, of course, lost Cincinnati last Sunday 41-10. So there's a touchdown, give or take. So, hell, under 10 minutes to play in the first half. We're still tied at 0 with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. So third down and 1. But I'll get more into with what I just said, say that to say what I'm about to say. But big third down here for the Steelers. Maybe force a field goal, bring Justin Tucker on. That's a false start, yeah. Be 3rd and 6.
So for Baltimore, it's 4th penalty. All have been pre-snap penalties. They're going to face third down for the 6th time in this game. Every time has been 3rd and 6 or longer. They've converted 3 of them. They're bringing an extra lineman. Phillips.
After the penalty, third down and 6 from the 32. Trips top of your screen. Left to right here for Baltimore in the second quarter. TJ Watt off the edge, pass down the middle. It's caught at the 10-yard line, and Andrews down inside the 5 at the 3. They'll have a 1st and goal from there. What did I say about tight ends earlier? No Nick Boyle. Tomlinson steps up, but you still have Mark Andrews. And Lamar Jackson finding him once again for arguably the biggest play of the game thus far by either team. They'll have the first and goal now from the 3. Baltimore knocking on the door, looking to strike first, and they do hand off to Freeman up the middle. Touchdown, Ravens. Jesus Christ. From inside the 1-yard line, after that 60-plus yard punt by Pittsburgh, from one quarter to the next, the Ravens drive the length of the field and they score a touchdown. Pittsburgh's got some problems on defense right now. No doubt about it. A 16-play, 99 and a half, almost 100-yard touchdown drive that took up almost a dozen minutes. Extra points up and good. Baltimore with a 7-0 lead against the Steelers. Come on, man. Like, what the hell? Just, they need to take a good hard look in the mirror right now and say, really, whatever the fuck they have to get through their head, get through their system to get out of this hole they're in, to get back to playing Steelers football. Whatever it's going to take, do it. You know, it's at that point. Just fuck it. You know? So, 7-0 Baltimore. Update some stats. Lamar Jackson's now 10 of 15 for 115 yards passing. Does have the interception on the opening drive and has been sacked twice as well. But when you go 99 yards on the road in a big game like this, you're setting the tone for the rest of the game for both teams. Saying, we're on top, we're better than you, and you know it. Now, you know, try fighting back. We'll see if Pittsburgh can. And if they don't or can't, let alone show any fight, this game's going to be over here before too long. Hate to say it, but it's true. And sometimes the truth hurts. The truth is, in fact, the truth. But Freeman has 7 carries for 32 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson, 4 for 30. The difference is right now, once again, for the Steelers on the ground. Najee Harris does have 4 carries for 14 yards rushing here, 2 drives in. But 8 yards and 9 yards, 2 punts. Roethlisberger's 1 and 2 for 3 yards passing. Pittsburgh's barely had the ball because they can't move the ball. They can't run it. And then they can't get off the field on defense. They did early with an interception, forced a punt. But that doesn't mean jack shit when you just let your opponent drive 99 yards on you, the length of the field, and score a touchdown to go up 7. So this 99-yard touchdown drive the Ravens just had, longest in the series history with the Ravens and Steelers. A 16-play, 10.5-minute drive that went 99.5 yards for 7. 7-0 Baltimore. We'll see if Pittsburgh can punch back, because if not, they're going to be down and out for the count. Remaining part of this game, and hate to say it as well, but probably for the rest of the fucking season too. So, Ray McLeod on the return from inside the 5. And big tackle around the 17, 18-yard line. Be first and 10 for Pittsburgh from there. But can you move the ball more than 8, 9 yards? Can you get a first down or 2? Can you find some rhythm? Find some momentum? Just work the sticks. Move the ball downfield. Whether that means cutting this lead if you got yourself a field goal, okay, so be it. Or tie it up, even better. Almost halftime here. 8.5 to play in this second quarter. Empty set, 5 wide from the 18. And a bubble screen complete with Najee Harris. Get your playmakers the ball in space and let them work. And Harris goes for almost 20. Big 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Biggest play of the game for them thus far, no doubt about it. It's empty set, 1st and 10 from the 18. A bubble screen complete with Najee Harris. And he gets a 1st and 10 for the Steelers out to around the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 36. And Fryermuth in motion near side. And Ben gonna fake the give. They're gonna go deep far side. He has a man and it's a little too high. And then a big hit by the Ravens. No penalty flag. Intended for 18, Deontay Johnson. 2nd and 10. Pittsburgh fans with a boo. Well, yeah, that was a big hit. That's old school Smash Mouth football. But he came in to make the tackle with the pass as he would have saw it. Of course, whether it was complete or just to jar the ball loose, incomplete on the sideline. It was overthrown, incomplete, and then he still makes the hit. No flag, a good no call, and now 2nd and 10 from the 36 for Pittsburgh. And fake the end around to Ray McLeod, handoff to Najee Harris, and he's going to be tackled for a few yards in the backfield. 3rd and long. Got to be able to block. It starts up front. You got to be able to block to run, open up the pass, and play good defense. And they can't block to save their lives. They can't run the damn ball to save their lives. It's just pathetic. 3rd and 11 now for Pittsburgh. Blue 20, blue 80. Here we go, Ben. A little bit of a high snap. Gets down, though, down the middle, complete to McLeod. And then he's going to be brought down about 3 yards short of a 1st down, so 4th down again for Pittsburgh. So basically three and outs here as we near the 2-minute warning. With 3rd time's a charm for Baltimore. They drive the length of the field and score a touchdown. Pittsburgh with a 4th and 4. They're going to have to punt for the 3rd straight time. At least they got a 1st down on this drive rather than going for real 3 and out. Not being able to move the ball more than 8-9 yards. Get a 1st down on a 20-yard pickup, but then you can't do anything after it. I don't mind the deep shot. It was a good no call on the penalty, but on to punt again, and Baltimore on the return from the 15-yard line to the 27. They'll have a 1st and 10 from there with 3 timeouts and 6:16 to play in this first half, up 7 on the Steelers. So, I mean, just come on, man. Like, what kind of play calling is this? Seriously. But when they can't run the ball and they got to throw it all the damn time, well, yeah, no shit. Defense knows you're going to be throwing then. And vice versa. When you can't throw there, they know you're going to be running all the time. Well, Pittsburgh can't run the ball. So guess what? Roethlisberger, and why he's getting shit on once again, he has to do it all by himself because they don't have a running game. They fix the running game. They fix the offensive line, find a running game. You know, this talk of Ben going to retire or be done in Pittsburgh, and I hope to God he doesn't play elsewhere. You know, who knows? Could play even longer. I mean, look at other quarterbacks in the league right now that are older than him, for God's sakes, that are still playing on a high level. And they have running games. Pittsburgh has a rookie running back, no doubt about it. And Najee Harris has all these all-purpose yards this year. But they still can't run the football. It is absolutely pathetic. And you look at James Conner, who they had the past 4 or 5 years. He couldn't really run the football to begin with, but all of a sudden he goes to the desert with the Cardinals, and he has all these damn rushing touchdowns and all these rushing yards this year. It's like, did hell freeze over or something? Like, what the hell? Just very frustrating with Pittsburgh, but keep in mind, with Baltimore in town today, and they go to Minnesota on a short week this Thursday night. And one of the two teams playing on Thursday night's already going to be coming off a loss. Maybe two if Pittsburgh loses, because Vikings lost on a game-winning touchdown by the Lions for their first one of the season, 29-27 earlier. Common opponents, as mentioned, with the Steelers and Ravens today. Pittsburgh defeated the Cleveland Browns back on Halloween by 5, 15-10. And then Baltimore last Sunday night at home only defeated the Browns by 6, 16-10. Okay, so similar scores and a 1-point difference. And then with the Bengals, both teams gave up 41 apiece. The same 41 that Pittsburgh's given up 2 games straight now. The Ravens lost to Cincinnati at home earlier this season, 41-17. Pittsburgh last Sunday on the road to the Bengals lost 41-10. So, less than a touchdown. Keep that in mind for the final score. With how low scoring in the teens, early 20s it could get. But Pittsburgh's got to find something on offense. Because they can't stop the run. They can't run it themselves. Can't upfield on defense. Special teams nowhere to be found. You know, it's going to have to be one on defense or special teams for the Steelers right now. Unless they get cooking on offense, which that, for the time being, doesn't look like it's going to happen. But we'll see. But back to it here. 2nd and 7 from the 30. And Jackson going to tuck it and run. Gets to the 38 for another Raven first down. First down. Easy as...
And the average rush is almost 5 yards a carry. That's the most since 1934.
Easy as probably has been for him this year. Like, this is pathetic by the Steeler defense. You know, easy peasy lemon squeezy, but just get some fucking stops, god damn it. From the 38, 1st and 10. And Freeman gonna get another 6-7 yards on that run. Far side out of bounds. 2nd down.
Last week in that blowout loss to the Bengals. So they knew they had to stiffen up on this rush defense. But as you pointed out,
Joe Schobert on the tackle again. At least he's stepping up. He is. We haven't heard Cam Hayward yet today by any means. Not even Cam Sutton by any means either. You know, Mink has the interception. You know, Devin Bush is just out there. Watt has the sack, but when you still allow them to drive 99 yards and score a touchdown on you, take an early lead, you know, really what makes you think, with how they played as well, inserted in that, what makes you think they're going to, you know, find a way to continue to go out the field and do something and get back in this game? Got a late penalty flag, so Zebra's calling it as they see it, but if it's a penalty, all right, call it. If not, don't let him play. Got a hold on the Steeler defense. Jesus Christ. Automatic first down. God damn it. Like, what the hell?
Someone that
Well, watch 57 right here in the middle. Sometimes you hold people so your linebackers can run by and get.
There's no penalty on that. What the fuck did you see? You blind? How the hell is that a penalty? What the hell was that? Did it just fall out of your pocket and, oh, I'm not picking this up? We're just going to call it penalty, make something up? TJ Watt on another sack with Wormley and Highsmith. And they do a little celebration with digging ditches. Well, you might want to start getting out of yours and get yourself back in this game before it gets even deeper than where it's at right now. I mean, this is, okay, a couple sacks, but after the big plays, they have given up more big plays to them on offense. So, 2nd and 19. Empty set 5 wide from the 40. Play clock winding down to get it off. 3:03 to play in this first half. And a dump off to Hollywood Brown out past midfield, and TJ Watt and Devin Bush on the tackle. So 3rd and long now. 3rd and 9 officially. Got to get off the field, force a punt, get the ball back, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, drive and score, whether that's cutting it and being down 4 at halftime or tying it up. You also get the ball to begin the second half, so keep that in mind. But a 3rd down and 9 for the Ravens. They'll have to snap it here before the 2-minute warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, they get it off. And Jackson going to avoid another sack, and then he does end up going down on the sack by Cameron Hayward. Jackson, it seems to me right now, he's trying to do too much. They just need to run the football and be done with it, because Pittsburgh's not going to be able to stop it. And then whenever, when he's going to throw, Jackson's been sacked 4 times now in this first half. 2 minutes to play. There's a 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh can get it back after this 4th and 12 from Baltimore when we return. They'll punt. Pittsburgh's going to have under 2 minutes and 3 timeouts to try to do something before halftime. And they'll also get the ball back to begin the second half. So, game's not everybody means, just yet. Still a lot of football to be played. But, if they can continue to get to them, bring pressure, force mistakes, capitalize off those, Pittsburgh's going to set themselves up in a pretty good position, I'd say, to, for the most part, probably have a chance to win this game when it comes down to the wire. But we'll see. It seems to me Jackson's trying to do too much right now. It's 12 of 17 for $128. Has the interceptions, been sacked 4 times. Hell, he threw 4 picks last week, but they still won. That's all that matters. Been sacked 4 times now already in the first half, and they won't touch it for probably a good another 45 minutes or so in real time, unless they get the ball back here before halftime or very early off of the Steeler turnover, of course, before their opening second half drive as well. But, Pittsburgh right now, they're in a good position, I'd say, even after what they've been through already this first half. Got to capitalize off of it, though. Got to find some rhythm, move the ball downfield, and score some points here before halftime. Because if not, even with you getting the ball to begin the second half and maybe doing something then, but then maybe you don't now, maybe you don't then either, you're still in the hole you're in, and then the game's going to get away from you because time's not going to be on your side, and you're going to be further up shit creek without a paddle. So, just frustrating, but still in a good spot right now. But they got to do something when they get the ball back here on offense. No turnovers, no stupid penalties either. But I said what I said earlier to say this, basically. With the comparisons of the common opponent with Cleveland and Cincinnati, there are 2 opponents, of course, in the AFC North. Today's game, I feel, is going to be decided by a touchdown or less. And, nobody really this past week talking about the Steelers anymore, other than saying they're done. And, well, we'll find out for sure today if that is in fact true. But I do expect Pittsburgh to come out and, well, not necessarily start fast because they haven't, but use, as Pittsburgh almost blocks a punt because of a delayed snap. Punter sort of bobbled it and waited a second or 2 before he kicked it. And then Pittsburgh on the return for a few yards over 1st and 10 from, we'll see where they spot the ball at. But the fire, now we got some pushing and shoving, getting a little chippy back at the goal line. They'll take a split screen commercial break. But, use the fire that's underneath them, that's coming from the outside, as fuel, basically, and find a way just to shut everyone the hell up. Everyone overreacted, I thought, last week. Yeah, it was a bad loss, worse than 5 years, but it's one game. One game. It was embarrassing. It just wasn't Pittsburgh Steelers football. It was hard to watch, and it's been hard to watch. But, Rome wasn't built in a day, and the season wasn't and ain't won in one game. It's 18 weeks, 17 games now. So, 1st and 10 from the 13. Ben gonna complete to Chase Claypool for a Steeler first down at the 26. They got a minute 41 and 3 timeouts. You got to go. Use the sideline as well. It's your friend. But we'll get back to that situation in a minute. But 1st and 10 now from the 25, and we'll update stats and scores at the half as well. Dump off on the screen to Najee Harris. Maybe a little bit of a block in the back. No penalty flag. They'll have a second and about 6.5, maybe 7. Spot the ball, minute 16 and counting. Still got 3 timeouts. You got to score some points now on this drive, though. Got to score some points. Care if it's field goal or touchdown. Like a touchdown, no doubt about it. Tie this game up, get the ball back. Begin the second half. Complete the Freiermuth. He's going to lower his shoulder, break a tackle, get out to the 46-yard. Another big Pittsburgh Steeler first down. And Ben's going to want to call a timeout here with 54 seconds to play, it looks like, in this first half. Actually, an injury timeout. Ravens with an injury timeout. And they'll take another split-screen commercial, it looks like. No? They'll stick with it. Yeah, if they can do something here, get the ball to begin the second half, score then, it's a whole new ball game. And then Baltimore is coming back. And Pittsburgh's still going to have 3 timeouts because Baltimore with an injury there. Yeah. This drive here, other than the late touchdown drive last week, best 2 drives they've had since, Chargers game 2 weeks back. They'll actually now take a break for sure, but, had that game lost on how many times, found a way to win it before they lost it again, and, they're 5-5-1 for a reason, but they're just not playing well right now. They're not. So, get back to the action here shortly. Pittsburgh can have a 1st and 10 from the 46 with 3 timeouts. And a minute and change to play before halftime. So we'll update stats and scores at the half. Take a look around the rest of the NFL as well. Preview next week. Recap college football from yesterday. Preview next week as well. Just got some bowl games if we get to it. But then just keep in mind and keep an eye out for a college football bowl game prediction video out this week. And we'll insert... of course, discussion from the college football coaching carousel in that as well with how the college football playoff looks and where it's set at and who's playing who in the postseason. So, one thing at a time, we'll get to it when we get to it. But Pittsburgh, come on, you got to score some points now. Plain and simple. Got to score some points. I'm trying to think the last time they were shut out at home in the first half, because I know it's been quite a while. I believe back in September sometime, whether it was the Raider or Bengal game. I think it might have been the Cincinnati game. Not last week, but when they played them at home late September. They were either shut out first half then or did score a late field goal or touchdown just prior to halftime. But even before then, hell, it has to be a good while. But, this is Steeler football for you. It's either they start slow, find themselves midway through the second quarter, do something before halftime, and then get to it in the second half, or they start fast and then hold on to win late. But got to do something now on this drive. You have a good thing going. Don't let it slip away from you. 1st and 10 from the 46.
Here's a 1st and 10 for the Steelers from the 46.
This guy, if he comes, you got to throw the ball outside right now. If he drops back, you have time.
And Ben out of the gun. Going to complete the Freiermuth near side, and he's going to get out of bounds on a gain of about 5.5, maybe 6. It'll be second down. Still have 3 timeouts and 53 seconds to play. 2nd and 5 officially. So if they draw up here, got to score some points. Plain and simple, got to score some points. From the 49. It's now 2nd and 5 from the 49. Ben down the middle completes Deontay Johnson. They're in field goal range of the 34. Be a long kick for Boswell from here, but you still got 3 timeouts and 47 seconds, and I believe they just burned one of them. They do, in fact. So both teams will have 2 remaining and 47 seconds to play here in this first half. Pittsburgh going to have a 1st and 10, down 7. Ball at the 33-yard line, it looks like. 2 timeouts and 47 seconds to play in this first half. You need points right now. Field goal, touchdown's even better, but keep in mind, they'll also get the ball to begin the second half. Do something then. Continue this momentum. Whole new ball game in the second half. Especially at home, crowd into it. First and 10. Here probably comes a check down. I wouldn't mind a deep ball, but just don't turn it over. Keep going to tight end as well, and Pat Fryman with 2 catches on this drive. 1st and 10 from the 35 officially. Ben going to go deep. In the end zone, has a man caught and dropped. Incomplete. You gotta be kidding me, Deontay Johnson. Catch the fucking football. Oh my God. How can you drop that? Hit you right in the hands. Oh my God, dude. Right on the money in the breadbasket. And he drops it, brick hands. Jesus Christ. Come on. You have to catch that. Now you have a 2nd and 10 from the 35. And watch, this drive's going to stall now because of that. And they'll have to kick a field goal to go into halftime. 2nd and 10. Ben pump fakes. Does, in fact, get rid of it. Throws out of bounds. Incomplete, though. 3rd and 10. Jesus Christ. He has had a decent season, but up until as of late, he's been back to old habits. Dropping the football. You're a wide receiver in the NFL. How the hell can't you catch a football? That's a touchdown. That's a kneel down by the Ravens, and we're at halftime tied at 7 right now. My God, how can you not catch a football? 3rd and 10 from the 35. They barely get it off. Pump fake. Ben gets rid of it, and then it's incomplete, almost picked off a few times. And now here comes Boswell for about a 53-yard field goal to close out the first half. But Baltimore is going to have 2 timeouts and about 30 seconds to do something if they wish. Jesus Christ, you got to catch that. It's a touchdown. Now you're going to have to settle for a field goal. Don't mind the kick, but when you had a touchdown and you can't catch it, and now you got to settle for 3, there's a difference. Boswell from 53 yards. Kick's going to be up, and the kick's going to be good. 7-3 Baltimore. 27 seconds to play in this first half. They'll still have 2 timeouts if they want to do something. But we're at halftime here in a second. But that's a touchdown, Deontay Johnson. Catch the damn fucking football. Jesus Christ. Ben, 8 of 13, 80 yards passing. Should have a touchdown, but he doesn't. Najee Harris. How he lost a yard on another carry, I don't know. He was 4 for 14. Now he's 5 carries for 13 yards rushing. Does have 3 catches, 25 yards out of the backfield, though. Deontay Johnson has a catch for 14 yards. Should have 2 for 50-plus in the score, but because he can't catch football, and again, well, Pittsburgh doesn't have a touchdown, and this game should be tied at 7. We'll see if that 4-point differential comes back to bite them. Baltimore's 4-point favorite, and that's just a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Claypool has a catch of 12 yards. Johnson, 1 for 14. Raven McLeod, 1 catch, 7 yards. And then Pat Fryermuth. He has 2 catches for 22 yards receiving right now. They need to continue to go to the tight ends. What I said earlier about these tight ends, Ebron Fryermuth along with Mark Andrews. Baltimore's doing just that and running the football extremely well. Pittsburgh, no running game. And, of course, they can't move the ball and score touchdowns. They have to settle for 3 because somebody can't fucking catch. Come on. Just very frustrating. How can you not catch a football? You're getting paid to play wide receiver in the NFL, and you can't catch. That's a touchdown.
Start a drive at the 13. Drive it down to a field goal from 53 yards out as Ben is no doubt trying to figure out how that one throw, which was right.
It was a complete drop. It was decent coverage by Baltimore, but he dropped it. Flat out dropped it. Ball's on the kickoff. Touchback. 1st and 10 Ravens from the 25 with 27 seconds to play and 2 timeouts. But will they do something or not? We'll see. Got to catch the damn ball. You know, and Claypool along with Washington. Even Raven McLeod. They're all playing below average as of late. You know, there's not one receiver other than when they get the ball to Pat Fryermuth, even Deontay Johnson sometimes, even Claypool on a deep ball maybe every once in a while. You know, they're not doing a whole lot. I mean, Fryermuth, they could have won the Lions game if he didn't fumble in overtime. They could have kicked the field goal there. But they tied. You know, they could be 6-5, get to 7-5 today, but they get a field goal out of that. 2nd and 10 following incompletion. We'll see if they take a knee again here. Actually, Pittsburgh called a timeout. They'll have 1 left. Looks like Baltimore's going to run a few more plays here. And they'll run it up the middle. Freeman for about 8 yards. Over 3rd and 2. And unless we have another timeout, that'll do it for the first half. Pittsburgh's going to get the ball to begin the second half. So we do have a whistle timeout with 9 seconds to play. 3rd and 2. I don't know why Pittsburgh's calling timeouts. Baltimore called a timeout there, but I mean, you're just Pittsburgh, at least here, setting yourself up for a disaster with a Hail Mary maybe. And then you're down by even more at halftime. They add 7 seconds back on the clock, actually. 16 seconds to play. 3rd and 2. Okay, now this makes sense time-wise for the timeouts. But Pittsburgh still has 1 more timeout, so they're going to try to force a punt here and then get a decent return and chuck it themselves maybe. So 3rd and 2 from the 33. Jackson going to hand off. Freeman first down run. So that'll do it for the first half. And that's Baltimore now with one of their timeouts remaining. Call that. You got a penalty flag with 10 seconds to play. Holding on the Ravens. 10 yards, I'll replay down. Still 3rd down. 3rd and 12, 10 seconds. All right. Get off the field. Call timeout. Force them to punt. And then get a decent return now. Crazy 27 seconds here to close out the first half. In which, you know, we could have had a kneel down and that's it. But, you know, a few plays run, a few timeouts, and a few penalties. Here we sit 3rd and 13 with 10 seconds to play from the 23 for the Ravens out of the pistol. Up 7-3 against the Steelers. They're going to run it again. Freeman, timeout. 6 seconds. Call timeout, Pittsburgh. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Call a fucking timeout. Why the hell did you do all just that to not call timeout now? To force a punt, and then oh my God, that was pointless for both teams. What the hell? You had another timeout to call to force a punt. What the fuck? These last 27 seconds were pointless by both teams then. What the hell? Why did you run a few plays? Why did you start calling your timeouts then? Made no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. None. Like, I don't know what the hell is going through these coaches and players' heads right now, but 7-3 at halftime, not good for either team. I mean, Baltimore has one good drive. They've been able to drive their other drives. Just for the most part, they've ended up stalling, or Pittsburgh has a lone turnover. And Pittsburgh has one good drive, and it was for the field goal there. So 7-3 is where we sit at halftime. Lamar Jackson's 12 of 18, 128 yards passing, has an interception on the opening drive, and also been sacked 4 times. Big Ben Roethlisberger should have a passing touchdown right now, but he doesn't because Deontay Johnson can't catch. He's 8 of 13 for 80 yards passing. And then Najee Harris has 5 carries, 13 yards on the ground, whereas Devontae Freeman, 10 carries, 46 yards rushing and a touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 5 for 38, tucking and running. And then receiving, Mark Andrews leads both teams with 4 catches, 50 yards receiving. Also in Baltimore, Latavius Murray, as he has a carry for 3 yards, has 2 catches, 34 yards out of the backfield. Devontae Freeman, on his 10 carries, 46 yards rushing and touchdown, also has 2 catches for 22 yards rushing. Marquise Hollywood-Brown, 2 for 10. Patrick Card, 1 for 9. Devin Duvernay, 1 for 3. And then when you're starting running back, I know I always say when you're starting quarterback, lead your team in rushing, it's not good. Well, it's not also good whenever you're starting running back, leads team in receiving. Harris, 5 for 13 in the backfield, also has 3 catches, 25 yards. Fryermuth, 2 for 22. Deontay Johnson, 1 for 14. Should have 2 for 50 plus in the score, but because he can't catch, no. Pittsburgh trails at the half by 4, 7-3. Claypool has a catch of 12 yards, and Ray McLeod, 1 for 7. Pittsburgh, you have to find a rushing game. Plain and simple. Have to find Najee Harris in the...
The game is scheduled for noon on Saturday, January 1st in Tampa, Florida. This trip will be the Nittany Lions' 51st bowl appearance.
Yeah, we know. I'll get more into that later. Thank you, local news. Lost my train of thought once I heard that, but deer in headlights at that point. No, got to find a running game. Plain and simple. Got to find Harris out of the backfield, run it with him, throw it to him. Run the screen game. Ben has to be Ben. And finally on that last drive, he was. They're able to move the ball downfield. Somebody still has to step up on offense, and even more so than not on defense as well. And, I mean, they're lucky to be down only 4 right now. They really are. They're lucky to only be down 4, 7-3. This could be a whole hell of a lot worse right now for Pittsburgh. It could. No doubt about it. Still very frustrating with no running game. Really can but can't get off the field on defense. There's really no in between on that in that regard. They gave up a 99-yard touchdown drive. They get off the field on that, force a kick, punt. I mean, it's 3-0 if they get their field goal close the first half as well right now. Low scoring. This is old school smash mouth football. This is defense showdown. Who says defense can't win you games? Defense can't win you championships. Look, college football right now, coach carousel. A lot of defense coordinators being awarded head coaching opportunities right now. Both Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh, brother Jim, of course, who won his first Big Ten championship last night for Michigan, defense and special teams coach. And we'll get into Roethlisberger with the quarterback position, look into the future as well. But, like Pittsburgh here, find a running game. Let Roethlisberger do what Big Ben does best. and make stops on defense, and you're in this. You are. Plain and simple. You have to do something, though, on this opening second half drive when you get the ball to begin the second half. Whether that's another field goal to cut it again to be down 1 or score to take your first lead, even better. Okay? But it starts up front, and you got to be able to run the football. Baltimore is going to be running the football in the second half. Hell, they already are. So, they're going to update us with some scores, and I assume they'll show some highlights as well. But we'll update some stats and scores. Take a look around the rest of the league here momentarily. But I just want to, as always, say thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL. Chat questions and comments, super chats, super stickers. Always great, appreciated as well. But got to stop the run and got to find a running game yourself. I said at the start, and I'm saying it again, because until they do so, do just that. And I mean, it's been like this for a few weeks now as well, depending on the game with the opponent. I'm going to keep saying it. It is what it is, but find a fucking running game. Run the damn ball. How hard is it to run the football? And how hard, Deontay Johnson, is it to catch the football? You got a touchdown, you dropped it. This isn't 2020 anymore, it's 2021. You got to catch the football. You're playing wide receiver in the NFL. Okay? Catch it. But Pittsburgh, you got to run it. You got to run it with Harris first off. Then you open up the pass. Run the pass to run. Make some stops on defense. Turnovers, there's only been one. It was the Lamar Jackson interception. Couldn't capitalize. But maybe later on they do with a few, big stops. Turnover to capitalize there. Special teams. Keep an eye out for special teams as well. I just have a feeling for some reason. So we'll see what gives. I'm sure there's always something will, but that's where we're sitting at halftime. Baltimore on top of Pittsburgh, 7-3. So also this NFL Week 13, as the week began on Thursday Night Football with two teams that lost on Thanksgiving the week prior. It was the Dallas Cowboys, without head coach Mike McCarthy, taking on the New Orleans Saints, without Jameis Winston, without Trevor Siemian, but Taysom Hill stepped in. He doesn't seem to be the answer either. I said it a few weeks ago, and I feel I'm right now. I feel everybody's starting to realize the Saints are done for right now. They're not moving ahead any. They're barely treading water at quarterback. They've been battling injuries as well, and they're going to have to resolve that issue, it looks like, this upcoming offseason. But they sort of made it a game late, but the Cowboys still won on the road this past Thursday night, 27-17. This is your typical Steeler game. It is. Bill Cowher on the set at halftime for CBS for the NFL Today, alongside Phil, Nate, and Boomer as well, with JB leading the way. But Pittsburgh's lucky to be in the situation they are right now, only down 4 at halftime, 7-3. But they have Baltimore right where they want them at. And they have been making stops, but at the same time they're not, because they couldn't get up the field on a touchdown drive. And they're just allowing them to drive, and it looks easy for them. It does. Where they've, ended up punting or scoring, however you want to put it. Baltimore still leads right now. But Pittsburgh has them right where they want them at. They do. Can't let them off the hook, so to speak. But 7-3, Ravens at the half here this afternoon. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. So Week 13 began this past Thursday. The Cowboys beat the Saints by 10, 27-17. Still to come, though, tonight, Sunday Night Football. We'll have the Broncos and Chiefs. Monday Night Football tomorrow night. Live watch along actions live right here on YouTube with WWE Monday Night Raw as well. On the road to WWE Day 1 on January the 1st. As I'll have a back-to-back double live watch along action stream that day now as well with college football and WWE to begin the new year. But coming off Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year as well. It's no Happy Holidays. It's those three, and only those three. But halftime, 7-3, Ravens over the Steelers. Sunday night, still to come. We have Broncos, Chiefs, and then Monday night, tomorrow night, it'll be Patriots, Bills from upstate Western New York and Orchard Park, with Buffalo hosting New England. But that's all after Thursday night football this past week, with Pittsburgh to play this upcoming Thursday at Minnesota on a short week. The Cowboys beat the Saints 27-17, and now final scores from earlier. We'll also recap college football from yesterday, preview next week, and take a look at some of the bowl games, as mentioned, with, for the most part, all 40-plus games now having been announced. Local news for myself here. Sometimes it just depends. During halftime of the 4 o'clock game, whether it's on CBS or Fox, sometimes they go to local news before they show highlights. Sometimes they don't. Just depends on other games. But then, of course, they give the news that Penn State's playing Arkansas in the Outback Bowl on New Year's Day. So a bit more into that later on, but wasn't expecting that. So, you go back and listen to this. There a little bit ago, I had to listen to that for a second, see what they had to say, because really haven't heard anything about that yet. I have, but I haven't. Not in full detail and depth to this point in time. But, hey, expect the unexpected sometimes. But ongoing right now in the NFL. The Washington football team, formerly known as Redskins, they lead the Raiders from Sin City 7-3. The Rams 23-7. Getting back to their winning ways in the third quarter, leading the Jags. And then 49ers 23-14 at Seattle. Of course, halftime here, Baltimore leading Pittsburgh 7-3. But earlier today in the NFL, had a shutout, had a game-winning touchdown as time expired. Had, in my area, on CBS, Eagles 33, Jets 18. And then on Fox, Cardinals 33-22 at Chicago. Bears, yeah, they were who they thought they were. But this time, unlike almost 15 years or so ago now, Arizona didn't leave them off the hook today. Arizona, in the Dennis Green game, defeat Chicago by 11, 33-22. Bucks with a 13-point road win at Atlanta. We saw bonus coverage on CBS of Detroit's first win by 2 on a game-winning touchdown, 29-27 against Minnesota. The Chargers then defeated Cincinnati, 41-22 as well. Miami, they've now won, I believe, 5 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. 20-9 winners at home over Big Blue, New York Football Giants. And then the Colts shut out the Texans 31-0, with 4 games currently on: Washington, Vegas, Jacksonville, the LA Rams, San Francisco, and Seattle. But back to the second half here with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh on the return, Raider and Cloud to the 20-yard line, be 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. There to begin the second half, down 7-3, got a late penalty flag. But, time possession's another factor. They really haven't had the football a whole hell of a lot here today. But at the same time, they haven't been able to get off the field on defense, allowing Baltimore to just drive some more. So, got a hold on the kickoff return, be half the distance for Pittsburgh. 1st and 10 to begin this second half now. So this, along with a few other games on right now, with Sunday night and Monday night still to come, and then we'll preview next week during the first commercial break of this second half, so stay tuned. But now 1st and 10 for the Steelers, out of the eye. Back of the 10, Derek Watt at fullback, Najee Harris at running back, Chase Claypool in motion. And they'll toss near side. Run the football. Thank you. Najee Harris for 6 of the 16. See if the Steelers, like the Ravens, went 99 yards. See if Pittsburgh can go 90 yards and score a touchdown here. Yeah, it's the running game and, time possession. 23-30 to 6-30. Like, they haven't had the ball. They can't convert on third down. Can't get off the field either. And they trail by 4. But they're still in it. This game's not over yet. 2nd and 5 from the 15. And Frymuth along with Zach Gentry in motion. A few tight ends now in the ball game. And they'll run it up the middle again with Najee Harris. And Naj for about 4. Maybe a little bit of a late hit there, but it'll be 3rd and 1 now from the 19. Got to get a first down. You can't move the ball only 8-9 yards and just punt and think it's okay. They hand off, and Harris gets a first down. Okay, just move the sticks. Keep it simple. Balance and consistency. Run to pass, pass to run. First down, Pittsburgh.
First third down conversion of this game. They had been 0 for 4. Yeah, we'll see if they can continue what they had on that last drive of the first half. Roethlisberger completed 5 throws. Had a 6th one drop for a score.
Trips in a bunch, top of your screen. 1st and 10 from the 21 for Pittsburgh here. Down 4, 7-3 early third quarter for just now tuning in. Ben going to go deep far side. And, okay, Ray McLeod can make a diving catch at midfield, but Deontay Johnson still can't catch a wide open pass around to him in the end zone for a touchdown. Well, that's a big first down out to the 50. Pittsburgh Steeler first down. That's a catch. Nice catch by Ray. That's control and possession. And Baltimore is going to challenge it. Be 1st and 10 from 47. They'll have to find undisputed evidence to overturn it. I don't know if they're going to have it or not. Catch on the field. That's a catch.
Baltimore challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch. Timeout.
Ball might have hit, but he controlled it and possessed it as he caught it going down to the ground and to catch on the field. So they'll have to find undisputed evidence to overturn that, which I don't think they're going to have. I think that'll stand as called. And a wasted challenge by the Ravens. So it'll be cost a challenge and a timeout with 2 remaining in this third quarter. But if they win, they keep both, and then it's a 2nd or 3rd down for Pittsburgh because of an incomplete pass then to overturn it. But catch on the field, I think it'll stand. I think that's a catch. Be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh at the 47-yard line. But we'll see when we return from commercial break. But in the meantime, as mentioned, next week now, NFL Week 14 in the National League will begin this upcoming Thursday with these Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh on the road against Minnesota. I'll have live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube, so be sure to tune back in. These Ravens, coming off of a home win against the Browns, now in Pittsburgh, they'll head to Cleveland next Sunday, take on the Browns once again. Jacksonville and Tennessee. The Raiders will be in Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Saints and Jets. Cowboys and Skins. The Washington football team, if you will. And if Washington wins today, they'll be 6-6. Only 2 games back of the Dallas Cowboys in the NFC East. And still, with a lot of football to be played, everybody still has to play one another for the most part in division. So we'll see who comes out on top, who's going to be winning, who's going to be losing, who's going to be making the playoffs, and who isn't. But still a lot of football to be played over the next month or so before the playoffs do in fact begin. Also now next week we have Atlanta and Carolina. Seattle will go to Houston. And even at 3-9, if they lose today and win next week, they're probably still going to be out of it anyway. But they should win that game, I would think. Lions and Broncos. Giants and Chargers. 49ers, Bengals would be a good game, along with the Bills and Buccaneers. And then next Sunday night, we'll have Bears and Packers in the NFL's oldest rivalry. with Monday Night Football next week being the Rams and Cardinals from the desert. But that's where we stand at right now for the NFL this week and now next week. Call on the field is a completed pass. Baltimore challenge, and it looks like they're going to win it. They're going to overturn this. It'll be incomplete. And second or third down now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's a horseshit call. That's a catch. Now, once again, we're back to not even knowing what a catch is anymore. Ball was loose. Boo. My fucking ass it was. That's a catch. Now, 2nd and 10. You got to use this as momentum now, though, Pittsburgh. You got to forget about it, move on, and find a way to score more points. That's a catch. How the hell is that not a catch? They say it wasn't because they challenged and they overturned it. But I still don't know how the hell that's not a catch. We don't know what a catch is anymore. We don't know what a touchdown is anymore. Why the hell even play the game at that point? Like, seriously. They need to get their head out of their ass, these officials in the NFL, with just all the rules that everybody, that's an offside, they don't call it, and the ball's batted down incomplete, 3rd and 10. Come on, man, what the fuck? Almost picked off again. It was dropped. And even if they would change something, they'll change something else or add something new into it. And nothing's going to change. Now 3rd and 10 from the 21. Refs use suck chance. That was a fucking catch. And they overturned it. Ben gonna deep down the middle. Incomplete. Baltimore running it back, and Pittsburgh going to make the tackle. Don't throw that fucking penalty. Come on now. This is horse shit. That's a tackle because he was running it back. Yeah, you didn't throw a penalty on the tackle for a late hit because the ball ended up being batted down. These damn officials. You got to call it down the middle. You can't be, Jesus Christ. This is pathetic. There is no penalty on that play by either team. Wait till you hear the boos on this. After the play was over, yeah, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. So the down counts will be 4th down for Pittsburgh. They'll be on to punt, but how the hell can you make a call like that? On back-to-back plays, I might add. With an incomplete pass when it was a catch, and then throw a penalty. The thing with penalties, if a penalty, okay, call it. If not, don't. Let him play. Jesus Christ. How much worse can it get? Well, I'll digress. 4th and 20. Watch for a blocked punt now, but just... God, they got to find something. From the 42 on the return, that's a block in the back. They bring them down on the tackle, and Baltimore going to have a 1st and 10. So this Steeler defense going to have to feed off the crowd, have to make a few stops, and get back in this game. Jesus Christ, that's pathetic. That is absolutely pathetic. I wonder what the reasoning Mike Tomlin's getting. And, of course, he's not going to say much in this post-game press conference anyway because, yes, he'll say, I'm not getting fined. So, or you'll have to fine me if I say what I'm thinking. Like, just pathetic. Like, seriously, these officials, the replacement refs from about a decade ago would be better. Like, honestly, And I hate to say it, but it's true. Pittsburgh right now is playing against two teams. They're playing against the Baltimore Ravens, and they're playing against the fucking NFL officials right now. How the hell was that not a catch? And then there was no penalty on that. You got to call it down the middle if you're throwing penalties like that. But they're not. We're going to be in for an exciting finish, no doubt about it. But no, that's just, my God. Just pathetic. How like, seriously, refs, how can you live with yourself after something like that? That's what I want to know. And we got some more breaking news in college football. Mario Cristobal is going to leave Oregon and go to Miami. But Miami has not yet fired their current head coach, Manny Diaz, yet. So I don't know how that's going to work out by any means. But, yeah, this coaching carousel for the college football landscape, changing the game, been absolutely crazy past week and a half or so. And we'll talk more about all that during the intro to the bowl game preview that'll be released this week. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the big openings. It was USC, LSU, and Florida. And then Oklahoma and Notre Dame open up because two of those three were filled. And now Miami sort of opens up, but not yet. It's tough. Their current head coach, but Oregon's going to open up because he's going to leave there to go to South Beach, and college football playoff revealed, and a lot going on once again in football, in sports in general. But we'll digress on that topic, and we'll get more into it later on. But 1st and 10 now for the Ravens from the 42-yard line. Steeler defense, you need to stop. Feed off this crowd with how bad the officiating's been. Down the middle, Minka Fitzpatrick on tackle after 15-yard gain. Sammy Watkins on the reception, 1st and 10 Ravens.
Well, in the first half, you see the Steelers plan coming into this. We're going to blitz off the slot. And they're doing it a ton. And it's had a lot of success early in this game. Lamar Jackson, he's been blitzed. Remember Miami? Everyone talked about the Dolphins. They had that plan where they blitzed a ton of people on over. But this is the most the Steelers have blitzed this year. And they're having a lot of success.
So ball at the 43 now, out of the pistol. Now out of the gun with a fullback and running back to his left and right, respectively. Handoff to Devontae Freeman. Big tackle by Highsmith. 2nd and 12 now for the Ravens.
Freeman 11 carries, 45 yards, and the game's only touchdown. So this idea of blitzing that we saw in the likes of Miami in that Thursday night game, a lot of teams starting to get results out of that, not just the Dolphins. They are, because what's happening is it means you have to know exactly where the weak spots are.
So back at the 44, 2nd and 11 officially after a 1-yard loss. Out of the pistol. Stop this running game. Make Jackson make plays, and he's trying to do too much. He's eventually going to make a mistake or two, you would think. He's already thrown an interception. Pass out of bounds, incomplete. 3rd and 11.
TJ Watt dropped back in the coverage.
Yeah.
They tried to cross him up with who was going after the quarterback. Well, this is the adjustment. He's been coming free earlier.
If you want the Ravens to beat you, you're going to have to allow Lamar Jackson to beat you. Because he's basically the whole entire offense as it is, with the running game as well. But go on defense. 3rd and 11. Empty set, 5 wide. Jackson looking to throw. He's going to dump it off, and Freeman's going to break a couple tackles and get another 1st down. Jesus Christ, there we go again. You get a big stop, and then you give another big play. And it just cancels itself out. Can't get off the field. Yeah, Schobert with a missed tackle. Hayward, somebody else as well, and they finally bring him down inside the 30. 1st and 10, Baltimore. So 1st and 10 from the 29 officially. God. Jackson going to hand off. And a tackle for loss back to the 35 by Bush and Highsmith. All right, Devin Bush playing all right today. Better than past few games. Coming off an injury as well last year, but hell, he didn't even play against the Ravens last year in your game because he went down in October and they didn't meet until November and December. Now 2nd and 12. From the 31. Another empty set, 5 wide. Jackson looking to throw. He's going to run around, and he's going to tuck it and run, and he's going to get a first down. Tackle from behind from Arthur Millette and T.J. Watt. And now they're knocking on the door inside the red zone. Another 1st and 10 for Baltimore. Looking to go up 2 scores.
The difference where Jackson now has a lot of space. Steelers are now going to have to adjust because the Ravens have.
When this down, they take out both Hayward and Watt. Watt gives him a nod for that effort. Tuska has come in for Watt.
So 1st and 10 inside the 20 at the 18. And Jackson going to keep it for himself to the 15. 2nd and 7.
Lamar Jackson on 7 carries, 54 yards. To go with 158 yards passing. We've got 99 as a team on the ground.
You know, if you're Pittsburgh, you're thinking offensively it's hard to get touchdowns just in general, right? Especially recently, but now against the team who's playing well. If you score a touchdown here, Baltimore, I think it's really hard for them to go down and score twice to finish this game off, Jim.
So 2nd and 7 from the 15. Missed tackle on a sack by Highsmith. And then Jackson dumps it off. It's complete to Freeman for about 2 yards. They'll have a 3rd down and about 5 from the 12-yard line.
Again, chasing and chasing. They pick up 3.
There's no way not to be chasing Lamar Jackson. It's like he's completely comfortable holding on to the ball. But that's also why they take too many sacks sometimes.
3rd down and 4. God. Need to stop. Got to force a field goal. You can't go down 11 midway through the 3rd quarter. And they're controlling the clock. And you can't get off the field on defense. Jackson near side, incomplete. 4th down, and here comes Tucker for a field goal. All right. They're only down 7 again, but then rather than settling for 3, you're going to have to score touchdowns to get back in this game.
Pressure by Watt. He had more time than that. I really wanted him to go inside, so watch, pause this right now. There,
Yeah.
just throw it to him. Decided to go out to the other side. Don't put your best players on third down.
Justin Tucker for the first time today on a field goal attempt from about 30 yards. And that's a false start. Baltimore wanted offside. That's a false start.
Steelers did everything right to get the ball back, give up.
And be a 35-yard field goal attempt now. Believe me, if they call offside on this, you think the boos are already bad? Just wait. That's a false start.
Chris Horton got a lot of history in their special teams.
Thank you.
On the offense, 146. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
They get a 35-yard kick.
That means it's got to be on the center, right? You keep seeing this more and more, Jim.
No, it was the fucking left guard, Tony Romo. Why don't you actually fucking pay attention?
I think it's the head bob on the center, right there. I would like to see this one. Let's see him this time, right?
4th and 9. Here comes a 35-yard field goal by Justin Tucker. Miss would be nice.
So watch this head right here. See if he does a head bob.
It'd be right down the middle, though, probably. Middle of the field. Kicks up. Kicks good. 10-3. Baltimore.
If he always head bobs up and then snaps, if he just randomly goes to bend, I'll start.
7-point lead.
Back to a 7-point deficit for the Steelers. 10-3 with 7:24 to play in this third quarter. Ravens on top of the Steelers, 10-3. Jackson, 15-23, a $161. Has 7 carries, 54 yards rushing as well. Najee Harris, 8 for 24 on the ground. Ben 8 of 16 passing, 80 yards. You know, the officials against them there on their last drive, it seemed like Baltimore capitalizes off the punt. And, you know, if only, with the difference being that touchdown. But Pittsburgh would still be down because on that same drive they settled for 3. So they still would have, of course, had to have done something else in that first half, early second half here. You know, to be a little bit closer or tied up. But 10-3 when it should be 10-7. Or even 7-7. But probably 10-7 because they probably still kicked that field goal there. But 10-3 is where we stand at here, 7:29 to play in the third quarter with the Baltimore Ravens leading the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now in college football, Conference Championship weekend on Friday night, University of Texas San Antonio defeated Western Kentucky by 8, 49-41 in the Conference USA title game. Utah won their first Pac-12 championship, defeating Oregon, blowing out the Ducks for the second time in 3 weeks, 38-10 to win the Pac-12. And then yesterday, Baylor defeating Oklahoma State by an inch to win the Big 12 championship by 5, 21-16. Northern Illinois won the MAC, 41-23 over Kent State. Biggest surprise I thought yesterday was Utah State defeating San Diego State in the Mountain West championship. Utah State 46-13 over the Aztecs. And then Louisiana Lafayette and Billy Napier's final game as Raging Cajun head coach, now going to be the head coach at Florida. They defeated App State again this year in a rematch from earlier, back in October, for the Sun Belt Conference Championship, 24-16. Alabama defeated Georgia to win the SEC, 41-24. Both teams now with 1 loss, and both teams in the college football playoff. Alabama 1, Michigan 2, Georgia's 3, and Cincinnati's 4. 1-4, 2-3 in the semis. Winners to meet in that championship game. So Cincinnati, along with Michigan, both won the AAC and the Big Ten. Cincinnati, the Bearcats over the Houston Cougars by 15, 35-20 to become the first ever non-Power 5 to reach college football playoff. Pittsburgh, in the meantime, here on the return, out to around the 20-yard line, 1st and 10, black and gold from there. And then last night from Indy, the host of the national championship game next month as well, Michigan defeated Iowa to win their first Big Ten championship in a decade and a half, first under Jim Harbaugh, defeating Iowa 42-3. And then Pitt won the ACC championship last night over Wake Forest, 45-21. There was a makeup game yesterday as well, Cal over USC by 10, 24-14. But those are your conference champions. Congrats to all. And then for the bowl games, they actually had to add a bowl game for teams that were bowl eligible. There were more teams than expected with bowl eligibility, so they had to add a bowl game and add 2 teams to play. And we'll get more into the college football bowl season during the bowl preview video this week and discuss, of course, college football coaching carousel as well. But next week in college football, we have Army-Navy with the Heisman to be awarded next Saturday night as well, for the most part. Probably to either Bryce Young, Kenny Pickett, or Aiden Hutchinson, the 2 quarterbacks from Alabama, and Pitt, and the defensive end from Michigan. But we'll see. But pass complete for first down. Pittsburgh Steelers going to move the football. Try to get back into this game down 7 at home against the Ravens, 10-3. Cut it again or even tie it up. We'll see what happens. But and we'll get more into, you know, potential replacements for Ben, if in fact is going to be his last year. But 1st and 10 from the 30. I feel Ben can, if they find a running game, honestly, could play for a few more years for Pittsburgh. He could find a few more weapons for him, whether they're, you know, some old faces or new ones, or keep who you have. Just keep trucking. It'll work itself out. So handoff Najee Harris. He's going to run up the middle for about 5, maybe 6 yards. Okay, 2nd and 4 from the 36. Ben going to hand off again. And Harris up the middle, nowhere to go, maybe a yard or so. Be 3rd down and 3, it looks like. 3rd and 3, 5.5 to play in this 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh down by 7, 10-3.
3rd down, he's going up tempo. He's looking out here. Can he throw a quick smoke to him?
And Johnson, Dante Johnson, finally able to do something today. Catches a football on a slant over the middle and gets another Pittsburgh Steeler. 1st down.
He looks at the leverage and does it. You can see how quick that ball gets out. Good timing.
And now, not a good sign. Deontay Johnson on the sideline, a little banged up, it looks like.
Washington replaces him.
So now it'll be Claypool, James Washington, and Rare McLeod. End around a Claypool for 2, maybe 3. 2nd down for Pittsburgh. Need to go back to Pat Freiermuth. Yeah, Claypool thought about the fucking music would do him better or do the team better. No, just shut the hell up. I coach. I do what I do. Yeah, no. It's you keep your mouth shut, do your job, and go to work. 2nd and 8. As hard as that sounds, that's what Pittsburgh needs to do. They're just gonna. Some of these players are gonna start buying into what the media is telling them. No, you forget about that, and you keep doing you. It'll work itself out, believe me. Find a running game, 3rd and 8 on an incompletion, but yeah, we'll see.
Wonderful job by Bynes there. If you were looking from behind the defense, you would have seen him cover.
So ball around midfield, 3rd and 8 from the 47. Claypool now in the slot, top of your screen with the trips wide. They get it off, complete to Freiermuth. Yeah, go back to your tight end, but not enough for a 1st down. Late penalty flag, though. We'll see what that is. And we're going to have a pass interference against the Steelers. Jesus Christ. And if I'm Baltimore, I'm going to decline that, make them punt on 4th down here, work this clock into the 4th quarter and extend your lead rather than make them replay the down. Pass interference. And penalty's going to decline. 4th down. Pittsburgh's on the punt. Jesus Christ. What the hell are you doing? I'll tell you what they're doing. They're shooting themselves in the goddamn foot.
A great job by 21. Take an angle, and Stevens.
Where was there a penalty on that?
Well done, just taking an angle and making him start shooting.
And Harvin on to punt. Fair catch at the 23. Okay, he had one big punt today earlier. Pin him, deep inside the 5 at the half-yard line. But since then, it really hasn't been that good in the punt game to pin him deep. And even if they can get off the field on offense, or defense, they can't do jack shit on offense still. Back to square one. Back to the basics, yeah, but you still got to do something. Like, it's, once again, that meme. You're poking the stick. Come on, do something. Let's go. Just, my God, this is frustrating. About 3 minutes and change. 3:26 to play in this 3rd quarter. Still 10-3 with Baltimore on top of the Pittsburgh Steelers. But as mentioned, talk about Big Ben Roethlisberger now. Report yesterday. I mean, it's been known for a little while that potentially this could be Roethlisberger's last year. Whether he's going to retire or go play elsewhere, and I hope to God it's not elsewhere. I can't see him playing for anybody else other than the Steelers. And I don't think they'd do that to him. They wouldn't trade him or they wouldn't cut him. He'd just retire. It was a talk after last year, whether he's coming back or not. He's back. Sort of still trying to find a running game, though. And as mentioned, they find a running game. He won't have to do it all by himself. He won't be getting as much pressure as he's getting on the field and off in the media. So it starts there. But report yesterday said that, and I don't know how much of it's true by any means, but I guess Roethlisberger said to former and current teammates, along with team personnel, that he expects this to be his final season before he retires. At first, just final season in Pittsburgh, meaning, okay, well, I'm going to go play elsewhere, which he can if he wants. I just hope he doesn't. But more power to him if he does. But, like I said, I don't think Pittsburgh would do him dirty like that for everything he's done. But you just never know. Business is business sometimes. But then it said, okay, final season before he retires. So, he's just going to hang it up. But like I said, I still feel he can play a few more years in Pittsburgh if they find a fucking running game. 1st and 10 from the 24 now for Baltimore. A toss far side to Devontae Freeman. And maybe a 4 or 5 yard run. Can't run it. Can't stop it. Can't get off the field. Can't do jack shit on offense. And the time possessions, along with the running game, even with the turnover and all the sacks, not helping them. Officiating, not helping out either. But don't even want to go that far blaming the refs, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Now 2 yards. How the hell do you only get 2 yards on that? 2nd and 8. Pass complete and dropped far side by Sammy Watkins. 3rd down 8. He got more than 2 yards on that first run. Yeah, the difference is the touchdown right now. It is. The 99-yard touchdown drive. But even the difference is as well the drop by Deontay Johnson. Because it'd still be only a 3-point deficit rather than a 7 right now. But a big 3rd down for the Steelers. Big 3rd and 8. And we'll get back to, hypothetically, what the future could hold at a later date. Whether that's a few seconds, minutes, days, months from now, who knows. 3rd and 8 from the 26. Jackson, complete, near side. That's a drop. Incomplete. They say catch, but it looked like he short hopped it to Hollywood Brown. I got to see a replay on that. Almost a 20-yard completion. And that's a catch, okay. And then he decided to get up and run and got a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now. Yeah, it looked like it was incomplete. But then you see the replay. He for sure caught that. So 1st and 10 from the 43. Back to the run game for Baltimore. 2-2-2 to play in the 3rd. Hand off to Devontae Freeman. And he's going to get 3 yards. He's 2nd down and 7. That has to be one of the most weirdest add-ins to fill a stat in NFL history. You could have just said that rather than giving us a graphic. TJ Watt on a sack. Be 3rd and long. TJ Watt and Chris Wormley. Wormley against his former team, 3 sacks here this afternoon. And Jackson here, once again, seems like trying to do a little too much. And then holds on to it and goes down the sack. Big 3rd down again for Pittsburgh. But all day, they've made a big play, but then 1-2 plays later, they gave up a big play. Even though they've sacked him 5 times now, an interception. Baltimore's continue to find ways to drive the ball. 3rd and 10. Jackson looking to throw. We'll see if that's the case here. And it's going to be dropped incomplete. 10 for Devontae Freeman. I don't know if Jackson did step out by any means when he was running near side before he threw it. It'd be 4th and longer than 10, but they're still going to punt. Yeah, you got to get pressure on them. They're finally doing that, he never stepped out. Okay. Deflected by Cam Hayward on coverage. Good play. Yep. And then good coverage downfield. Nobody's open. Jackson can't do anything. They get to him, and Baltimore on the punt. Now Pittsburgh on offense, you got to do something. Maybe another blocked punt for the Steelers. They've already done 2 of those today against Buffalo and the Chargers. False start, 4th and 15 now on the punt for the Ravens. All right, let's go.
A sign of a great team to overcome all that. Gotta be good to overcome adversities, plus all these fourth quarter comebacks.
Pittsburgh almost gets to it, but now Ray McLeod on the return from the 15 and gets to the 22. Be 1st and 10 Pittsburgh from there. 39 seconds to play in the quarter. And we'll get our second update. It's been a while. Okay, well, we got Washington and Vegas, the silver and black. Scored touchdown. They go for 2, but they're still down 2, under 10 to play, 14-12 with the 2-point conversion. No good.
Yeah, Raiders, thank you, fellas. Raiders trying to back up that overtime win on Thanksgiving Day.
All right. Some good football today, for the most part. I mean, this is today's question of the day on social media. Be sure to go vote. Let me know in the comments below as well. But, I mean, they're really, on paper, slanter in the middle, complete. Deontay Johnson, nice stiff arm, is going to get a Steeler first down out past the 32. On paper, there's not really a whole lot of good games today. I mean, there is, but there isn't, other than just this. But Monday night's a good one tomorrow night with, of course, New England and Buffalo. Winner to control the AFC East. And then they'll meet again, later on in the year. But okay, 2nd and 1, under 10 seconds playing in the quarter. Markham just short. Probably just draw them off sides here rather than snap it. Yeah. End of the 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh will have a 2nd and 1 to begin the 4th. It is 10-3 Baltimore. The Ravens lead the Steelers 10-3 with 15 to play. So once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Hit that thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Ravens, hashtag Steelers, hashtag BAL for Baltimore versus PIT for Pittsburgh. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, always greatly appreciated. Lamar Jackson, 16-26 for 178 yards passing. Doesn't have a touchdown today. Has 1 interception, and he's been sacked 5 times, but he doesn't have a touchdown. The lone Raven touchdown, the lone touchdown in this game by either team, is a Devontae Freeman rushing touchdown. He has 13 carries, 49 yards rushing, and a score. Jackson does also have 7 carries, 54 yards rushing, but that touchdown came on a 99-yard touchdown drive in the first half. And then it's 2 field goals, 1 by each, Justin Tucker and Chris Boswell. But the difference, and Pittsburgh would still be down because they still haven't done enough on their other drives, is the drop in the end zone by Deontay Johnson for a touchdown. That was the same drive, though, they ended up kicking a field goal. So they'd still be down by 3, but if they, are able to move the ball a little bit more, get field goal range potential on those other drives, they really couldn't do anything on. Maybe you have a field goal there, okay, tie ball game at 10, but they're down 7. They have a 2nd and 1 now to begin the 4th quarter. It is 10-3 Ravens on top of the Steelers. Roethlisberger's 12-21 for 107 yards passing. Najee Harris, run game's there, but it's not. 11 carries, 35 yards rushing. At least receiving, he has 3 catches, 25 yards as well. But Deontay Johnson leading Pittsburgh, 4 for 37. Should have 5 for 50, 60, 70 plus now. I believe that was a 35-yard drop on the touchdown pass and a touchdown as well. And then Mark Andrews leads Baltimore receiving, 4 catches, 50 yards receiving. So we'll see what gives. I'm sure something will. But fourth quarter, Pittsburgh on offense, gonna have to do something. Just score points, plain and simple. The game's almost over, and you're waiting this long to, figure something out. But you got to score some points down this drive. I mean, if it's another field goal to cut it, okay, but you can't be trading field goals for touchdowns late in the game. You got to tie this game up with a touchdown, make a stop on defense, get the crowd into it, force a turnover, get the ball back, and find a way to win this game. Plain and simple. So 2nd and 1 to begin the fourth. Handoff to Najee Harris. Nowhere for him to go. 3rd down and 1.
Can they save their friend and protect the legacy of the crime lab? It's the season finale of CSI Vegas, Wednesday, 9 Central, CBS.
Ben gonna fake the give. Down the middle, has a man chase Claypool out past midfield. Down the far sideline and into Raven territory. Big first down pickup. There's the spark you need on offense now. You got to be able to capitalize off it now, though. Okay? You have rhythm. You have some momentum. Into the fourth quarter, crowd's going to be on your side, of course. You score, you tie it, you get a stop on defense, find a way to win the game. Everybody counting Pittsburgh out all fucking week. Season's over. Ben's done. Blah, blah, fucking blah. There's still the remaining part of this game to play and 5 more before the playoffs. And don't be shocked if the Steelers are in. But they have to today and the rest of the year find a running game and find a way to win this game first. But 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Down 7 here in the fourth. Okay, maybe if that official is knocked out, maybe knock some sense into him for throwing all the bad penalties they've thrown today. They'll take a break because of official injury.
First order of business, a high-profile case.
We're here because we're still investigating.
VFBI's watch anytime on demand and streaming on Paramount Plus.
The man called for David Hodges. You think he's still alive? He's taken.
Let's not speculate. Search every inch, and we'll find out. The season finale of CSI Vegas, Wednesday, 10 Central on CBS. Come alive for me. Come alive for me. Come alive for me. Go to NFLShop.com for a special offer.
The field judge, Mike Weatherford, here to he limped off the field. We saw the replay of it. Pulled a muscle in his right leg. And
Back to it after the break. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh from the 29, knocking on the door. Fake the give to Harris, pump fake, bend down the middle, has a man wide open, and Deontay Johnson has learned how to catch, thank the Lord, and he walks in the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh, and they're an extra point away from a tie ball game here, 14:01 to play. What a play. What a play. Busted coverage by Baltimore. Out of the pistol, they fake the give, pump fake, and then crosser over the middle. Deontay Johnson wide open, and he walks in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. He caught it. That should be his second touchdown in the afternoon, but only his first. But at least he caught this one, and Boswell now on for the extra point. And we're, oh my fucking God, you have to be kidding me. You missed the extra point. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Good snap. Good hold, and just a fucking knuckleball, and he shanked it wide left. My God. Can't even kick an extra point now. You had, oh God. You have to be kidding me. 10-9.
Well, you just have two of the best. You got Tucker.
And now this is going to come down to special teams with Tucker and Boswell. And an extra point missed. Baltimore still leads it by 1, 10-9. No, he just shanked it. It was knuckleball wide left. And field goal for Pittsburgh goes up 2. Baltimore with a field goal, they'd win it by 1. A 1-point missed field goal difference now. You have to be kidding me. After all that, you can't kick an extra point. Nothing is in full today. Nothing is going their way. They're right there on the cusp. Get over the hump. You got to get some stops on defense now, though. Baltimore, the good return. Out past the 35 to around the 38, it looks like. 1st and 10. Man, after all that, they miss the extra point. You have to be kidding me. Ten to 9, Baltimore on top of Pittsburgh still. 14:01 to play. Jesus Christ. So 1st and 10 now, Baltimore from the 38. They're going to run it. Who would have thought? Devontae Freeman brought down by Joe Schobert at the 40 after a 3-yard gain. Man.
They need to try and get the ball down the field more, and they haven't been able to do that. And there is definite frustration on the sideline. You can see it from Mark Andrews. You can see it from Marquise Brown. They've had constant conversation with Lamar Jackson, and they just can't seem to get on the same page. They know they need to fix this ball.
Jackson going to go deep. And, oh, come on. How can you throw the flag on that? They're going to get Minka Fitzpatrick on a defensive pass interference. You have to be kidding me. And it's a spot foul, so it's about a 50-yard penalty. He turned around. You turn around on a coverage like that, that's not a pass interference. No. Oh, my God. That is... Just fucking shoot me by now. Already, why don't you? How is that a... Oh, my God. That's not pass interference. Okay, officially a 41-yard penalty with a spot foul. And now they're inside the red zone, 1st and 10 at the 18. Jackson down the middle in the end zone, incomplete, 10 for Hollywood Brown. 2nd and 10. Jesus. Now we got another update. What do we got? San Fran, Seattle again. Seahawks coming back. And they take the lead. Shit, they're only at the end of the third quarter. Seahawks up by 7, 30-23.
It's all right. A team that absolutely has to win today. Seattle.
Second and 10 for the Ravens. Crowd on their feet. Jackson complete to Hollywood Brown. Nice big tackle there by Akello Witherspoon. Be third down and medium for the Baltimore Ravens. Got to force a field goal. Got to force another field goal. And then you got to score a touchdown again.
Well, the first thing is they did a good job getting into manageable situations. So most teams are like they're passing. Baltimore can do anything they want.
Third down and 4 for Baltimore.
Quarterback keeps it. You can just throw the ball to get the ball. You line up and say,
Ball at the 12. Jackson, the gun play clock winding down. They get it off. And they're going to run a quarterback draw, and he's going to get about a yard or so, and he's limping now on the sideline. Be fourth down, and they're going to have to settle for another field goal. Here comes Justin Tucker. Only have him miss a kick like Boswell just did, please.
this should be an easy first down, but the effort by 35 is the difference. Paulette.
He's limping a little bit after that. Here's Tucker. Look at this. Made 55 straight field goals in the quarter.
Yeah, you want to jinx him? Thank you. 55 straight for Tucker. 28-yard field goal. Boswell's 21-21 on extra points, and he missed. That kick's up and good, though. 13-9 Ravens with 11:51 to play on top of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the difference with everything that's happened today is now a missed extra point by the black and gold. Gonna have to score another touchdown to take the lead. 13-9, 11:51 to play. We'll get back to it momentarily.
Get your TV together for the best of live and on demand. Introducing DirecTV Stream.
This is the dimension of imagination.
This is soft. Holy shit. Excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more, but it's so absorbent, you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
What if smartphones were more than just smart? The all-new Google Pixel 6 truly sees you, not a blurry face. And for things you don't want to see, it removes them instantly with Magic Eraser. On our most advanced and inclusive smartphone camera yet. Live Translate speaks your language and hers. It's the phone that understands we're all different. Google Pixel 6. For all you are.
Welcome to Allstate, where savings from our new lower auto rates follow you everywhere. Now, get new lower auto rates. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click or call for a lower auto rate today.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Grey Goose Vodka. Vive le Martini. Allstate. Save money like a champion with Allstate. And by DirecTV Stream. Get your TV together.
Happy holidays to everyone, and we saw Lamar Jackson walking gingerly. Watch him step right here on the sticks and roll his...
Yeah, Jackson rolled his ankle, it looked like. Running and tripping over the marker, the chain gang. So, ain't no good one for him today by any means, but he'll be all right. Did get up limping there a little bit, but he'll be okay. But Pittsburgh Steelers football now after a touchback. Be 1st and 10 from the 25.
DA's doing such a fine job all season long. They're going to bring you down. There's 11:51 to go.
11:51 to play. Ravens up 4, 13-9. Difference is a missed extra point by the Steelers. Out of the pistol, handoff Najee Harris. And they get about a yard or so on that run. 2nd down and 9.
62 yards rushing the last 2 games combined. They had that 4-game winning streak. They were running the football. Today, 13 for 36.
Yeah, and they knew it was going to be tough, but they still have to kind of do it. The problem I have is they don't play action. They're last in the league, 32nd. It's not part of what they do against the smart players, but I want to see play action. The time they did it today, that was their biggest game. They play action down 3rd and 2. All of a sudden, Claypool was wide open. I want to see more of that. It's just something you got to start to do.
2nd and 9.
Deontay Johnson near side gets another big Pittsburgh Steeler 1st down. And nice pass by Ben on a back shoulder, and then DJ breaks a tackle and gets out past the midfield. 1st and 10 Steelers out the 49-yard line. And a handoff. Rock the Naj, run 22 up the middle, run to the sides. Running down the throat of this Raven defense. Lowers a shoulder, gets 8 yards. 2nd and 2. Boom. Boom. And then finally brought down.
Barely seeing the field in the first half, the offense.
So 2nd and 2 for an 8-yard run.
6.5 minutes in the first 2 quarters. The first half low during Tomlin's 15 years.
Not even in the second half. That's pretty good. I just came up with that right off the top. Doing the numbers pretty fast.
So 2nd and 2 now.
I can see that. They never did that.
Another 8-yard run by Najee Harris today. 14 of 44 on the day.
Howard needs to make a movie about you.
Gotta keep running it.
Average mind.
2nd and 2.
James Washington in motion. Ben gonna hand off Najee, and Harris gonna get another Steeler 1st down. Move the sticks. All right. Keep it moving.
So there's a nice flow to the offense right now, Tony.
Well, that's one where they just hold up.
Let's go.
So when I say hold up, I mean literally they just give him the ball and let him get to whatever gap he wants.
Lakers on the audible.
There's nothing on the field on this series.
1st and 10 from the 38. And a completion of Najee Harris out of the backfield. Nice block by Fryermuth on Patrick Queen. And then Harris dodged for the 1st down. Looks like he's going to be short, but it'll be 2nd and inches. Under 10 to play. Steelers touchdown takes the lead. From the 29 again. Harris on another run. And he gets the 1st down. All right. Keep it simple. You know, balance and consistency. Where's the play action, though, from Ben? That's the big question.
This is where they really tighten up, though. Well, especially inside the 20. The best red zone defense in the league. Best 3rd down defense we mentioned a few times.
Harris on the run again. It's only been him at running back today. No Benny Snell, no Kalen Ballage.
He's not going anywhere. No game.
It'll be 2nd and 10 now. Here comes Benny Snell for the first time.
He does. You're exactly right. That's
Najee going to come out for a play.
things where
Work who you have. All right, next man up.
you're now down
Boswell warming up on the sideline, but
as it gets later into the game.
field goal would tie it if you would have made the extra point from earlier, dumbass.
Every 4, 5, 6 minute mark, it becomes do we?
Benny Snell enters the lineup for the first time. Line up next to Roethlisberger.
And Ben's going to have to call timeout after all that. Are you kidding me?
Timeout at 7:59.
Come on now. What the hell?
Need that one later. By the way, here's the lineup next week. I've already kind of teed you up on this one. We've been looking forward to this week all year long. The NFL wants to get some of the experts. Many say the Raiders Chiefs is the primary early game, and then late most of the nation. The Bills and the Buccaneers. Josh Allen. TV12. Starting at 12 noon Eastern with the NFL Today. That's next Sunday. Cody will be down in Tampa for that one.
It's going to be such a big game right there. I mean, both those teams have a chance at the number 1 seed still. Buffalo's got a big one before that tomorrow night.
So see the current playoff picture.
So 2nd and 10 from the 27.
Out of that timeout.
Had to burn a timeout, unfortunately. They'll have 2 remaining. 7:59 to play. Down 4. Ben going to dump off to Harris near side. And Najee for about 3. It'll be 3rd down and 7 inside the 25 at the 24.
Okay, Ben pretty much going no huddle for a good part of this drive. Where he gets a chance to improvise a little bit, go with the feel, what he's feeling.
3rd and 8 officially from the 25. And Ben going to go deep near side in the end zone and over through James Washington, incomplete. So here comes Chris Boswell for field goal to make it another 1-point deficit. And the missed extra point going to come back and bite him. They can't wait, though, this late to finally decide to play. Along with still not having a running game and really not being able to get off the field on defense. But as of late, the second half, they've been able to do that. 43-yard field goal. Kicks up and good. So that would be for the tie, but he missed the extra point on the last drive. So 13-12 with 7:18 to play. And as mentioned earlier, compare common opponents. Pittsburgh beat Cleveland 15-10. Baltimore beat Cleveland 16-10. Baltimore lost to Cincinnati 41-17. Pittsburgh lost to Cincinnati last week 41-10. This game is going to be decided by less than a touchdown. Should be tied. Pittsburgh should have the lead, but they trail by 1. 13-12 with 7:18 to play. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The 1 field goal should be a touchdown. So do the math with the missed extra point. Should be like 17-13 right now. But then they're still going to have to get a stop on defense here to hold on. But they're definitely going to have to get a stop now to get back in this game. And if they can hold and then Boswell kicks another game winner, okay. But can't settle, can't trade field goals and touchdowns back and forth. But they're right here, and they're right in it. Just got to find a way to win it.
Go to Experian.com or get the app now. I'm offering you the opportunity to become a Kingsman agent. I'd like a spot. Of sorts.
adventure of a lifetime, you're getting it. A new Survivor Wednesday on CBS.
Who will be crowned the toughest worker in America? I'm confident that I'm going to win. Toughest Nail season finale, Wednesday, 9/8 Central on CBS.
Pittsburgh with a Renegade. Down a point. Defense, we'll see if Renegade strikes again. They need a stop. They need a stop. We'll see if Lamar Jackson will walk to the gallows, but touchback on the kick. 1st and 10 from the 25. Let's go, D. Come on, boys. Let's get a stop. Always has to be like this, doesn't it? We're either having a heart attack or heartbreak. 1st and 10, Ravens from the 25. Need to stop, D. Out of the pistol, Jackson looking to throw. It's going to be incomplete. That's not a catch. That hit the ground. And 10 for Watkins. That's incomplete. 2nd and 10. At least they do get that call right. Let's go. Got to continue. Let's go. Yeah, the ball came out at the end of it anyway, so incomplete. Or they would have said catch or not. Jackson's been sacked 5 times. Why don't you make it 6 and send him to hell? Find a way to win this game. Come on. 2nd and 10 from the 25. They bring 4 on the pressure. Jackson going to go down in the sack by T.J. Watt. That's sack number 6 back at the 19. 3rd and long. Need another stop. Come on, D. Let's go. Another stop. Pedal to the metal. You can't make stops and then give up that big play that you've given up today already a few times. Jackson, 3rd and 15, going to go deep. And has a man and Mark Andrews. Good coverage by Witherspoon. Incomplete. 4th down. A quick 3 and out. And Baltimore's on to punt. Now this Steeler offense is going to have to move the ball and score a touchdown for sure. Win this game. But if they score, they'll have to go for 2 to make it a 7-point lead. But even if they can work the clock and find a running game when they need to run the ball here in this 4th quarter to seal it, run the ball, run the clock. Baltimore has 3 timeouts plus 2-minute warning. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts. Game-winning field goal will win it for you then, too. Maybe a blocked punt would even be better. You've done that twice this year. No, they get it up and away. And from the 23 on the return, Ray McLeod down the far sideline for about 5, maybe 8. Be 1st and 10. Pittsburgh with 6:21 to play. One more update. What do we got? And Washington with a game-winning field goal. Kick's going to be up and good, and the Skins beat the Raiders 17-15. They're now 6-6, and they'll play the Cowboys next week. 2 games back at Dallas. The Raiders just beat on game-winning field goal last Thursday on Thanksgiving. So, any given Sunday, anybody can win. That's why the games are played on paper side of the field. Everybody counting out Pittsburgh. They're down by a point. 1st and 10 from the 31. 6:21 to play. 2 timeouts out of the pistol. Run the ball. Run Najee Harris and run away with this game. He's going to get another 8-yard run. It's coming alive. It's getting there. It's taking time, but they're finally finding one. And just wait. Pittsburgh wins this. Nobody's going to say a damn word about Roethlisberger this week. That he can't play anymore. They can't win games. As I've said all year and all last year too, find a running game. Everything else will work itself out, and there won't be pressure. Roethlisberger going to keep it for himself. That's a blown play. 2nd and 2. dead from the start, and he luckily got back to the line of scrimmage, so 3rd down and 2. So he still probably could have threw it, but now 3rd and 2 for Pittsburgh. And they'll fake the give, complete to Zach Gentry, and he's going to get a Steeler first down. They thought it was Pat Fryermuth. It was 81. The former Michigan quarterback, now tight end in the NFL for the Steelers, Zach Gentry. He gets a first down. And now we got an injured player. Who is it? It's on Baltimore. Okay. 1st and 10 for the Steelers, though. Down a point, 5:09 to play. Looking for their first win in almost a month. After a 1-3 start, a 4-game winning streak. They're 0-2-1 the previous 3 games, allowing 41 to both the Chargers and Bengals respectively, only 13 today, and the difference is a missed extra point. They trail by 1, it's 13-12. Here we go, Steelers. Let's go. Trying to quiet the crowd on offense, of course. Yeah, no doubt about it. Continue to run this football and work this clock. If they do get the ball back, which they probably will, make sure they have little no time remaining whatsoever. So 1st and 10, under 5 to play now from the 44. No turnovers. Fake the give, pass complete to Deontay Johnson, and he gets 8, maybe 9 yards. 2nd and short. Clock's going to stop. 4:50 to play. 2nd and 1 officially. They give him 9 on the game. Come on, man. Let's go. Roethlisberger out of the pistol, going to hand off Najee Harris, and Najee up the middle, inside the 35, down to the 34. Keep running it. Work this clock now, and then beat him with the play action. Just do not turn the ball over. No turnovers. Turnovers killed you last week. Killed you in both games against the Bengals in which you lost. Do not turn the ball over. You have something good going. Don't blow it. From the 34, another handoff. Najee Harris. 2, maybe 3 yards. Be 2nd down. 4:14 and counting to play. Keep running the ball. Work this clock. Make them call their timeouts. 2-minute warning as well. Like I said, make sure if you do give them the ball back, there's little no time left whatsoever. And you have a lead then at that point. And then it's ball game. 2nd and 7. Yeah, work the clock. 3:43 and counting to play from the 31. Out of the pistol again, another handoff. And Benny Snell to the 26 for 5. It'll be another 3rd and 2. Clock's going to continue to roll. Have to snap it until about 2:46 or so, give or take a few seconds, I'd say.
To go, 3rd and 2. I would take a timeout against Baltimore if I got to stop. If it's 4th down here, I would make a decision.
3rd and 2, Ben looking to throw, and it's going to be picked off. You got to be fucking kidding me. There is a flag on the play. There is a flag on the play. And the ball was deflected and then picked off. But the yellow flag for the first time today is going to be against the Ravens. Pass interference on the Baltimore defense. Spot foul, automatic first down. So they luck out. Back to the running game. Work the clock, run the damn ball. At least they're sort of calling it down the middle now, but officiating still bad. I mean, just, I'll take that, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 now, Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts, down 1 with 2:45 to play.
Leading by 1 in this one. Pittsburgh at 5-1. In control of here with 2:45 to go.
The difference is a missed extra point by Chris Boswell. Or else we'd be tied at 13, regardless of whatever the hell else has happened today. Out of the pistol again, they hand off. And Benny Snell going to bulldoze his way for 8-9 yards up the middle. Be 2nd and short. 2nd and 2 officially with 2:32 to play. Work the clock, run the damn ball. Let's go.
Watch this at the very end now. They're going to keep going. Watch. Pushing all the way down. It was actually 65 who did it. It was Moore all the way through. Wow.
Yeah, Moore.
There's a 1-second differential between the game clock and play clock. They can take this to the 2-minute warning and not have to snap it, unless Baltimore calls a timeout. Take it to the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 2. You have momentum. You have the advantage. You're playing at home. Crowds behind you. You should be tied, if not in the lead right now, but you're down 1. And you're knocking on the door, and you're going to try to find a way to win this game, hopefully. 2 minutes to play. Ravens with a 1-point 13-12 lead. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Links in the description below. Pittsburgh going to have a 2nd and 2. Finally, finding a running game here late when they need to run the football. Thank God. With Najee Harris and Benny Snell on this drive as well for the first time all afternoon. They luck out with an interception on this drive because of a defense pass interference, which was a penalty. The officiating, though, has been trash all afternoon, but I'll digress on that situation. I said my piece earlier. If you're just now tuning in, of course, you can go back and listen on demand, but be sure to subscribe. Hopefully tune in tomorrow as well for more live watch-along reactions. Monday Night Football and Monday Night Raw with the Patriots and Bills. But here today, in the first of 2 meetings, potentially 3 with the Steelers and Ravens this year. Baltimore leads by 1, 13-12 with 2 minutes to go. Pittsburgh 2nd and 2. Keep running the damn ball. Run Najee Harris, rock the Naj, run 22 up the middle, run Benny Snell as well. As mentioned, Snell now, couple carries for almost 20 yards. Najee 20 for 73 on the ground. Also has 5 catches, 36 yards out of the backfield in the screen game. So do the math. Of course, over 100 all-purpose yards for him today. But the difference with the missed extra point, okay, should be tied, but Pittsburgh really should be in the lead because 1 field goal should have been a touchdown. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, yeah, no doubt about it, but at least Deontay Johnson made up for it and did end up scoring another touchdown, but should have 2. Because really, Pittsburgh with a lead now, I mean, it'll be a whole different story. Baltimore would be calling their timeouts, trying to get the ball back. Pittsburgh would be trying to seal it, but now they're trying to come from behind and win it. But they're going to try to find a way to win this game, hopefully, here, and get to 6-5-1. Dropping Baltimore at 8-4, but still 2 minutes to play. We'll see what gives. I'm sure, as always, something will. Just do not turn the ball over. Do not turn it over. No turnovers. No stupid penalties either. Run the football and score a touchdown. You could open up the play action as well. Maybe even go to your rookie tight end out of Penn State and Pat Freiermuth. Perfect situation for him right now. 2nd and 2 from the 13 and first down. Automatic first down. Ben's got a free play. They're going to blow it dead. Baltimore jumped off sides. All right. 1st and 10. Should be actually 1st and goal. And Baltimore still has 3 timeouts. Offsides, 5 yards, automatic first down. Yeah, it should be 1st and goal now, inside the 10. Yeah, 1st and goal, Pittsburgh, down 1, 13-12. 2 minutes to play. Pittsburgh with 2 timeouts as well. Use the sidelines if you need it. As always, they're your friend in situations like this, but got to punch it in. Got to score a touchdown. You score a touchdown, you got to go for 2 to make it a 7-point lead. I mean, you still could work the clock, but now the first and goal, not really, because Baltimore's got 3 timeouts, and field goal, if you have to settle, they'd still have time to do something. Hand off Najee Harris, and nowhere for him to go. Tackle for loss in the backfield, second goal at the 10. So they got 4 now, 3 shots to punch it in for 6, and you got to score a touchdown here. Timeout, Baltimore.
Actually, like, playing aggressive, but not sending everybody. This is a free safety. This is going to come up here in a minute. It's a handoff. He's supposed to stay back and let everyone else go good. They run. See how fast he's down in there? You can use that against him on this play, right? You go to the sideline and say, well, I just saw that. I'm going to say, hey, coach, let's fake that one now. Just have the guy, the receiver, run right where he just left.
Let's see if the Steelers saw what you just saw. Second and goal.
I'd go to Freiermuth. I'd go to my tight end. I mean, Claypool, James Washington, Ray McLeod been quiet on offense this second half. Hell, all afternoon. Deontay Johnson in motion. They're going to fake it to Najee. Ben with a pump fake. And they go to Zach Gentry, one of the other 2 tight ends. And now third and goal from the 6. And Baltimore with another timeout. Third and goal with 1:52 to play. Got to score a touchdown here, because you kick it, and then you give Baltimore timeout, maybe no timeouts. Jackson gets them in field goal range for Justin Tucker. Ball game. They're going to win it on game-winning field goal, and the difference is going to go back to, missed extra point because 15-13 rather than 16-13, and then his kick would tie it, and we go to overtime. But you got it. That's why you got to score a touchdown right now. Third and goal. I mean, if you don't get it, you're probably going to have to settle for a field goal, though, and hopefully he makes it. He's 2 for 2 on kicks, but a missed extra point. But we've already seen a game-winning field goal today. Third and goal, Ben complete. Deontay Johnson, touchdown Steelers. Should be a stir, but only a second. But it takes the lead with 1:48 to play. You got to go for 2 now, up 18-13. You got to go for 2 because they're going to need a touchdown to tie it to force OT. You got to go for 2 now. And Pittsburgh, past 2 years, they've been known to go for 2 a lot. We'll see what they have up their sleeve to play point-wise for a trick play. And another passing touchdown from Roethlisberger. Now 21-31 for 236 and 2 scores. Should be 3, but at least Johnson makes up for the drop in the end zone earlier that they set up for field goal on, and now has 2 receiving touchdowns since. Now you're going to have to call a fucking timeout because you can't get a 2-point playoff right. Jesus Christ. Just as you take 1 step forward, you're taking 2 steps back. Get your head on straight, and let's go to work. Let's go. You got to convert on this 2-point, and if you don't, you better get a stop on defense. Find a way to hold on to win this game now. That's a touchdown. Not down by any means. Ball, so to speak, across the goal line in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Deontay Johnson's had a hell of an afternoon. Why don't you go to Freiermuth now on a 2-point attempt? Hell, you could run it up the middle with Najee. I mean, maybe a slant over the middle. They'll probably run a fucking fade. Freiermuth in motion. And Ben looking his way. He goes to Freiermuth and he catches it. And the 2 points good. Pittsburgh on top by 7. 20-13 with 1:48 to play. Both teams with a timeout remaining. Baltimore is going to need a touchdown to come back and tie this game to force overtime. Pittsburgh trying to win their first game in a month after an 0-2-1 3-game stretch. They go to Freiermuth in the flat, top of your screen. Catches it. 2 points good, 20-13 Steelers. Just finding a way to not give everyone a heart attack, even though everybody's, since this game started, has had I don't know how many heart attacks. Let's go. Got to get a stop on defense. Turnover would be nice to seal it for sure. But game's not over just yet.
organization knows that. They got to get back that they've been so
Come on, Pittsburgh.
But that offensive line, you just said, watch out. I mean, these guys are young. It's a long season right now. It's hard out there week to week. Here's the kick.
And it's going to roll out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And they throw the flag for a kick out of bounds. But did he touch it? That's a penalty. That's a 1st and 10 at the 40 now for Baltimore. Jesus Christ. Just giving them 3 yards now.
Having to go 75 yards. We got to go 60. That's how CBS begins with 60 minutes as a whistleblower named reality winner. And the first TV interview followed by the national Christmas tree lighting and the 23rd annual Away for the Holidays at the Grove plus NCIS Los Angeles. That's tonight on CBS.
So 1st and 10 now, Baltimore from the 40. Jackson looking to throw, complete on a dump off to Devontae Freeman. He's going to get 5 yards, tackled by Joe Schobert. Minute 40 and counting, 2nd and 5. Baltimore needs a touchdown to force overtime. 20-13 your score. They get the snap off. Flag on the play. Pass intercepted by Minka, but there's a penalty on the play. That ball never hit the ground, did it? That's a pick. That was an odd play. What do we got? Got a false start on the Ravens. Okay. On the rookie out of Minnesota, Rashad Bateman. 10-second runoff. Yep. Okay. Unless they want to call timeout, which they won't have any left if they do call. They don't. They take it down to 122. 2nd and 10 now for the Ravens. Ball at the 40 still. Jackson looking to throw. He's been sacked 6 times. Lucky number 7. Ball comes out. Strip sack, fumble, flag on the play. Rolls out of bounds. Steeler football. Raven football. But we'll see what the penalty is. It's probably a hold, but they touched it last before it rolled out of bounds, so Baltimore will maintain possession. But Pittsburgh punched it loose. Pittsburgh should have touched it last. Holding, 10 yards. Replay the down. It'll be decline it, yeah. Be 3rd and 10 now. A good decision to decline that. No doubt about it. Lucky number 7 would be nice to seal this game. 3rd and 14. Let's go, D. With 1-1-1 to play. Somebody might want to put a 9 in front of that and dial with Pittsburgh. Going to bring pressure on Jackson. Pass down the middle. It's caught at the 45-yard line on the 1st and 10. Hollywood Brown on the reception. Millette and Minka on the tackle. Don't do anything stupid. No defensive penalties. Baltimore's going to have to go. Get up there and snap it under a minute to play. 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Jackson looking to throw again. That's a hold. That is a hold. Where's the penalty? Pass complete to Devin Duvernay down inside the 25 or the 23. It's a fucking hold. Throw the fucking penalty flag. You've been throwing them all afternoon. And then the Ravens with a timeout with 43 seconds to play. Jesus Christ.
You definitely use it when you have these timeouts. You see 13 in the middle of the slide. Good move. And that's what
Yeah, that's on Millette. Allowing him to get open over the middle like that. Busted coverage. Ravens, no timeouts, 45 seconds, down 7. Pittsburgh going to try to hold on to win this game now. And just as both games last year came down to the final play of the game, we're on the verge of that here today as well. 1st and 10 from the 24. Empty set 5 wide. And Pittsburgh with a safety blitz. Missed tackle by Minka, and then Sutton brings him out at the 10. First thing he's done all fucking afternoon. And now Baltimore, no timeouts. They got to go. Pittsburgh going to rush some defenders on and off. Under 30 seconds. The ref's going to spot the ball at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. And Jackson, quick pass over the middle, incomplete, done for Mark Andrews. 2nd and 10 with 20 seconds to play. Yeah, he's wide open and he threw it behind him. That's a touchdown. Second and 10 for the Ravens. Ball at the 11. No timeouts, down a touchdown. Need that to force OT. 20-13 Steelers. Trip stop your screen. Jackson near side looking to throw. It's complete to Sammy Watkins. Out of bounds at the 5. Sutton pushing him out. 3rd and 4 from there. 3rd and 5 officially, they say, from the 5. They need the 1-yard line, though, for a first down, so markings are off. But 3rd and 5 for the Ravens from the 5. Come on, defense. Need your biggest stop right now. They mark it at the 6. That's why it's 3rd and 5. Need the 1 for 1st and goal. But 16 seconds and no timeouts. Jackson pump fakes. In the end zone, caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. They went 99 earlier. They go 60 on this drive and score. And now we're an extra point away from a tie game with 12 seconds. But Baltimore is going to go for 2 in the win on the road. So the Steeler defense is going to have to hold here. Oh, God. Find a way to lose this game now, giving up a 2-point play. Baltimore is going to go for 2 and the win with 12 seconds. But Pittsburgh would have 1 timeout if they don't call it now. They get in field goal range for Boswell. But then once again, the difference would be the missed extra point from earlier. Pittsburgh's going to call a timeout. Tomlin with a timeout. So make John Harbaugh think about it. Make sure, of course, they're set on defense. Make this 2-point stand. Hold on to win by 1. Come down to the final play of the game again here. Tucker trots on, but now he comes off. They're going to go for 2 and the win. Jesus Christ. What a game this has been and what a way this finish is going to go. For the win on a 2-point play for the Ravens to beat the Steelers. Pittsburgh leads 20-19 with 12 seconds to play. Watch Lamar Jackson, the quarterback, keep it. Gets rid of it, complete to Andrews, and he drops it incomplete, and the Steelers are going to win. The Steelers are going to hold on to win 20-19 over the Baltimore Ravens to win their first game in almost a month. Wow. He is wide open, and Jackson over. Threw him, he came down with it and bobbled it and dropped it. That was a catch and a drop. Way too many of those today. Andrews, yeah, that's on him. And Pittsburgh's going to win. Wow. What a game and what a finish. But a Pittsburgh Steeler win, and that's all that matters. All the fucking haters can shut the fuck up. They're going to be on a short week this week. They go to Minnesota on Thursday night. And I'll have live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube then. Minnesota's coming off of a final play of the game earlier today, losing at Detroit, giving the Lions their first win of the season. So we should have a good one on our hands Thursday night. However, first, keep in mind, Baltimore still has to kick off here. They haven't had an onside kick go their way in 20 years, though. So, and onside kicks are, dime a dozen anymore. Very hard to come by. But, onside kick here. They recover 12 seconds, chuck it for Hail Mary. I mean, seen crazier shit happen before. Tucker goes to block it. Pittsburgh recovers. It did go 10 yards, but one final kneel down. The Steelers are going to win it 20-19 over the Baltimore Ravens today. Get to 6-5-1. Still on the outside looking in the playoff picture. They beat Buffalo. They host the Patriots tomorrow, who are going to be now in first place because of Baltimore's loss. But then Pittsburgh lost twice to the Bengals and lost to the Chargers as well. But they still have to play the Titans, the Chiefs, who are both ahead of them, along with the Browns and Ravens once more, Week 18. Roethlisberger on for the kneel down. Pittsburgh's going to win it by 1, 20-19 over the Ravens this afternoon. And once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Baltimore went for the 2 and the win, when if they would have kicked it, we'd be in overtime right now. Post-game handshake as we hit the final score of 20-19 with Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh. We get bonus coverage with the 49ers and Seahawks. San Fran going to have a 4th and goal, down 7, 30-23 with 21 seconds to play. So this is going to be to tie the game if they score on 4th and goal for the Niners. Seattle looking for their first win in quite a while. They haven't won since Halloween. They haven't run with Russell Wilson starting a quarterback for them since early October. And they lost last Monday night at Washington. They're going to try to hold on to win today, but we got a whistle. Got a timeout by San Francisco. They'll still have a 4th and goal after the TO. But what a win by Pittsburgh. They were able to run the ball when they needed to late, with Najee Harris finishing 21 carries, 71 yards rushing. Benny Snell 2 for 13, but 2 big 13-yard runs. For total 13 yards, I should say. Short goal line to go. Ben didn't have to do it all by himself. Defense. Pittsburgh's defense sacked Jackson 7 times. He finished 22 37 for 253. Had a touchdown interception. That was a lone turnover. And then 8 carries, 55 yards on the ground for him. Freeman, 14-52 and a touchdown. But we'll get into the post-game here for Baltimore and Pittsburgh momentarily. But bonus coverage, 4th and goal to tie it to force overtime with the Niners and Seahawks. 4th and goal from the 3. Here's your ball game. And ball is going to be deflected, incomplete, and Seattle's going to win for the first time since Halloween and for the first time with Russell Wilson starting quarterback for him in 2 months' time. They're going to get to 4-8 and still in the hunt with a lot of football, another month to be played in this regular season with Christmas right around the corner. Sunday Night Football kicking off about 40 minutes or so from now. Denver and Kansas City. Pittsburgh beat the Broncos. They'll play at Kansas City the day after Christmas in 3 weeks' time. Monday night, tomorrow night, New England and Buffalo. Hopefully tune in for live watch along reactions then. And then Pittsburgh's going to be on a short week at Minnesota Thursday night. And hopefully tune in then as well for more live watch along reactions.
Seattle has beaten San Francisco for the 4th consecutive time. The Niners will go to 6-6 and drop to number 7 in the NFC with Washington winning earlier. And the Seahawks go to 4-8 and stop a losing streak of 3 in a row. Great defense at the end by the Seahawks. A great deflection by Carlos.
A lot of good games coming down to the wire today.
And goal at the 3. The Niners drop to 6-6.
A few teams on a bye week. Bye week's going to be coming to an end, though, next week. And then, it'll be a 4-game finish to the end of the regular season before the playoffs begin in a month. So we had our 1 o'clock kicks We had bonus coverage before Ravens Steelers, and we get bonus coverage afterwards. And we'll get more football tonight and tomorrow night before Week 14 begins. On Thursday Night Football, with the black and gold taking on the Minnesota Vikings. They found a way to win today. That's really all I need to say. I know I'm going to say more, but they found a way to win today. And a W, in the end, a win's a win. Whether it's a 1-point win as it was, 10-point, 20, whatever the margin of victory is, a win is a win. I feel they did use all the talk from the outside as fuel to the fire to find a way to win today, even with another slow start. A win is a win. They're 6-5-1. That's a team win. They'll go to Minnesota Thursday night, and then they'll be off for about a week and a half or so until Tennessee rolls in before Christmas. They still don't have an easy schedule from now until the end of the regular season. They still have the toughest remaining schedule in the NFL. They'll get these Ravens again Week 18 in Baltimore at M&T Bank. Baltimore next week, they'll go to Cleveland. Same team they just beat last Sunday night at home. Pittsburgh's down with Cincinnati. They've played Cleveland once and now Baltimore once and still have to play those two in back-to-back weeks close to the regular season. And they only have one more NFC opponent. That's Thursday. So if they can take care of business on the field, you got to do first. Rest itself will sort itself out. Because they get the Titans and they got to go to Kansas City. 4 of their last remaining 5 are AFC opponents. And all 4 of those teams are also in the playoff line. As is Pittsburgh. Big win. Big win for Pittsburgh today. No doubt about it. Big win. Huge win. 2019, they hold on a 2-point attempt that Baltimore went for in the win. 2-point plays late were key. They were, because Pittsburgh capitalized and went up 7. Baltimore scores there, they win. They don't have to go for 2. Kick extra point and then win, 20-18 then, rather than Pittsburgh winning 20-19. So, the thing is now, I can already see the headline. As I said earlier, who are some of these teams? Because everybody's still middle of the pack. There's a few that are, pulling away 9-10 wins now. But everybody's still 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 wins. Right there in the middle, and it's coming down to the wire, as always does. But we have the biggest season ever in NFL history this year. Of course, expanded regular season, expanded playoffs return as well, 14-32 to go in a month's time. And it's going to be a wild finish, no doubt about it. And everybody's going to hopefully take care of business, stress, sort itself out as always. Need help? Okay, maybe you get it, maybe you don't. But just after last week, okay, they passed 3 games, 0-2-1. And they should have beat Detroit. They should have, but they didn't, and they didn't lose. They tied. So we'll see if that comes back to hurt them by any means or not. But now they're 6-5-1. It looks like they're going to go right from the game, no post game, to 60 minutes. So we'll turn on NBC for Football Night in America before Sunday Night Football with the Broncos and Chiefs. But, we'll have 14 of the 32 left standing come playoff time. Whether Pittsburgh's in or not, we'll see. Well, they found a way to win today. No, but I can already see and hear, people, they shut up a lot of people today, no doubt about it. But people are still going to be saying, well, this and that. Who are they? Well, who are they? They're the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they're 6-5-1. I can say that much as a fan. You know, probably should have one more win, maybe a couple more, but really could have a few more losses though too. So I'll take it for what it's worth. They're 6-5-1 early December, and they've won 3 in a row now against the Baltimore Ravens dating back to last year. They'll meet again Week 18 on January the 9th, as the regular season will be extended by a week, and the playoffs begin a week later, with only the top seed, of course, getting a first-round bye once again this year, as it was last year. The wild card, divisional, conference championship weekend before Super Bowl 2 weeks later, Valentine's Day weekend, mid-February. But from now until then, there's still a lot of football left to be played. Baltimore, as mentioned, will go to Cleveland. We'll see if Lamar Jackson has to shit late in the game and then leads his team to a come-from-behind win, as he did last year on Monday night. They beat them last Sunday night. That game next week will be at 1 o'clock. Pittsburgh plays at Minnesota Thursday night. Be their primetime game of the year, first on the road, as they beat Seattle and Chicago on Sunday and Monday night, respectively, over the past 2 months or so. And now at home with the tie to the Lions. They only have 2 losses. So that speaks for something. Technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2-1 at home. And then on the road, they're 1-1, 2-1, 2-3 on the road. So they're better at home right now than they are away. So keep that in mind, of course, for Thursday night. But after last week, end of the day, home away, home away, home away. 3 home games and 3 away games. Now this game in the books, only 2 more home games and 3 road games. But if they can take care of business themselves, find a way to win more football games, run the football, let Roethlisberger be Big Ben, make stops on defense, 7 sacks today on Lamar Jackson, need more of that. Get some stops, get some turnovers, don't do anything stupid on your own end of things, with no stupid turnovers or penalties by any means. Officiating today was trash, but it is what it is. They're going to be right there in it. They're right there in it right now. So, other than them, who says they can't win out, win a few of their next 5. Hopefully they just don't go 0-5. They've already had a 3-game losing streak with a 4-game winning streak. And then for the most part, another 3-game losing streak over the last 3. Losing 2 in a row, but then they tied the week prior. But a tie is not a win, and a tie is not a loss. It's a tie. But when they had a 3-game losing streak earlier this season, they knocked off 4 in a row. If they can win 4 in a row by the end of the year, get to the new year with Cleveland and Baltimore still to play in the division, you already beat both teams once. Okay, yeah, you lost to Cincinnati twice. Maybe get some help in that regard. You're going to be sitting pretty for the most part if you take care of business yourself. Do what you got to do. Do your work rather than have somebody else do it for you. Nobody likes a copycat, or nobody likes playing second fiddle to whoever you are, or, be your man, so to speak, that does everything for you. That's the best I can put it at right now. But in the end of the day, they found a way to win. They found a way to win. Credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a win's a win. A team win. They win for the first time in almost a month. It'll be a month to the day on Wednesday. And then a month and day later, they'll play this Thursday at Minnesota. You know, feels good to win, doesn't it? Yeah, hell yeah. When you lose, say little. When you win, you say less. A win's a win, though. And, of course, yeah, excitement in the air, no doubt about it. The job's not done, though. Standard's still a standard. And I can guarantee you that's going to be the motto the rest of the way, that the job's not done. Be interesting to see what Tomlin says along John Harbaugh. Harbaugh won yesterday, the Big Ten championship for Michigan. The other loses today in the NFL. But, yeah, job's not done. They still got 5 more games in the regular season to be played. 6-5-1. Finish 11-5-1. Maybe, okay, a little less, or maybe somewhere in between. As long as they can find a way to win games and find a way to sneak their way into the playoff. Whether that's sneaking their way into the playoff or sitting towards the top, whatever it may be, however it winds up. Pittsburgh, if they can find a running game and find ways to win, they're going to be sitting in a good spot. They just got to find a way to, I really don't even know what it is. It's, you know, Steeler football. They need to play Steeler football. It's always, they start slow, find a way to win late, or they start fast and try to hold on and win. Try not to blow it. Of course, Deontay Johnson made up for his drop, but that should have been a touchdown. You know, the game shouldn't have come down to the final play if he would have caught that. Well, it wouldn't have, for that matter, but it shouldn't have even got to that point to begin with. But it did. I mean, everything happens for a reason, no doubt about it. He made up for it. Johnson finished with 8 catches for 105 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Should have been 3. And Roethlisberger, with those 2 passing touchdowns, the DJ 18, finished 21-31 for 236 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. He was sacked once. This game was won by the Steeler defense. And the offense finally made some plays late when they needed to. Found ways to keep drives alive. Baltimore's offense, they were able to drive all afternoon, it seemed like. And Pittsburgh, just as they made a big stop, they gave a big play. You know, Baltimore had a 99-yard touchdown drive and a 60-yard touchdown drive to tie it, but then they were still down a point, and they decided to go for 2 in the win rather than tie to force OT, and they lose by 1, 2019. Pittsburgh with the win. 7 sacks by the Steeler defense on Lamar Jackson has to speak for something. And TJ Watt and Chris Wormley, no, how many exactly they had apiece, but I'd say it was split down the middle. I mean, one might have been a gang tackle with Hayward. I mean, Schobert made a lot of tackles. They even Highsmith, Minka with the interception earlier. Akello Weatherspoon making some plays for Pittsburgh here today as well for the first time, it seems like, all season. You know, Sutton was quiet, didn't make a tackle late. They're still missing Joe Hayden at corner, no doubt about it. He's been out 3 straight games now with the foot injury. Hopefully he can come back at some point in time soon. Get Roberts playing back at backer as well. I mean, Devin Bush is there, but he's not doing much. But it's TJ Watt, Cameron Hayward, Hayden when he's in there, and Minka Fitzpatrick making plays for the Steeler defense. And Wormley stepped up big against his old team. A few sacks on Jackson. 7 total for the Steeler defense on Lamar Jackson here today, who finished 23-37 for 253 yards passing, a touchdown, interception. But the lone turnover, that interception, Pittsburgh couldn't capitalize on anyway, so that didn't factor into the outcome. And then Jackson also had 8 carries, 55 yards rushing, led the team in rushing. You know what I always say there? When your quarterback leads your team in rushing, you got a problem. But Baltimore was still able to run the football with Devontae Freeman, who had 14 carries, 52 yards rushing, and a touchdown. That was on the 99-yard touchdown drive. And then he found Sammy Watkins for a touchdown. He finished 4 catches, 39 yards in the score from 11 yards out to cut the deficit to 1. They go for 2 and don't get it, and they lose. So yeah, Jackson, 23 of 37, 253, touchdown and a pick, sacked 7 times. Lamar Jackson, 8 carries, 55 yards rushing. Devontae Freeman, 14-52 in the score on the ground. And then Marquise Hollywood-Brown had 5 catches, 55 yards receiving. Mark Andrews, 4 of 50. They went to him there late on the 2-point attempt. He dropped it incomplete. Pittsburgh wins. Devontae Freeman also had 5 catches for 45 yards receiving. So both running backs, running and receiving, all purpose, had over 100 total yards apiece. And then Sammy Watkins had the touchdown late, 4 for 39 in the score. Tavius Murray had a couple carries for a couple yards, 2 catches, though, 34 yards out of the backfield. That was early. He really didn't do a whole lot late. Devin Duvernay, 2 for 21 receiving. Pittsburgh had Baltimore really, low scoring. 2019 old school smash mouth defensive showdown game. Pittsburgh had Baltimore all day right where they wanted them at, I thought, until they found a way to, get back in. I mean, the defense, time possession-wise, Baltimore won that by a mile. I don't even need to look at that. They couldn't get off the field. They could, but they couldn't, because as soon as they'd make a big play, they'd give up a big play. But then Baltimore scored 2 touchdowns. Field goal by Tucker. And then they missed the 2-point, right? I believe so. He had another field goal, too, I think. So, differential, it was the extra point until Pittsburgh took the lead. And then they hold on to win. So that's all that matters. One's a win. But defensively, I mean, they made 7 sacks. They made stops. But early, until the second half, they could, but then they couldn't get off the field. Big play, give up a big play then. Baltimore scored on a few drives. They stalled on a few drives. Pittsburgh really couldn't do anything until late as well. 6-minute game. No doubt about it. We almost went to overtime. We almost saw a 2-point game winner to close it out. The win's a win. Pittsburgh wins at 20-19 over the Baltimore Ravens. They're now 6-5-1. Baltimore drops to 8-4. Ravens at the Browns next week. Pittsburgh at Minnesota on Thursday night. But the run game, it's coming alive. It's starting to get there, thank God. If only they can be more balanced and more consistent at running the football. As we saw, the rest of the offensive playbook is going to open itself up. And Roethlisberger's not going to be getting shit on as he's been getting shit on once again. But he's going to take the blame because he's a starting quarterback, no doubt about it. I, want to stand up and take the blame for myself, too. Take the blame for the team when it's, not really his fault. At least they didn't turn the ball over today. That was a big key. Did not turn the ball over. Both teams were able to run it. Pittsburgh on defense, though, made more stops. And, yep. We're going to see highlights now with the Ravens and Steelers from the game we just witnessed. But they made more stops on defense when it came down to it. They found a way to win. And that's enough for a win, right? When you're on top and you win in the end, a win's a win. All anybody ever remembers is if you won or lost anyway. And the Steelers won today over the Ravens 2019 once again. Roethlisberger finished 21-31 for 236 yards passing. Also had 2 touchdowns. As Ben right now as well on Sports Center is being interviewed by Sal Palantonio. Pittsburgh's won 4 in a row, dating back to the year prior as well against the Ravens, in 7 of the last 8. So they've had the upper hand in the series. But 3 in a row dating back to the start of last year, but 4 in a row dating back to late 2019. 21-31 for Big Ben. Not even going to get into the topic of who's going to replace him right now. We'll get there later. So have 5 more regular season games to go. Okay, he might only have 2 more home games in his career left as a Steeler. 3 more road games. First Thursday night at Minnesota, but then you still have the playoffs as well. And so One thing at a time. One thing at a time. It'll work itself out. Run the football. Run the damn ball. Roethlisberger, 21 of 31 in the final. 236 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Both to Deontay Johnson. Should have had 3, but only 2. Najee Harris, 21 carries for 71 yards rushing. Also had 5 catches, 36 yards out of the backfield. And then Benny Snell, 2 carries, 13 yards on the ground. Deontay Johnson finished with 8 catches for 105 yards receiving and 2 scores. Chase Claypool, 2 for 52. Najee Harris, 5 for 36. They didn't go to the tight ends enough today, I thought, but Pat Freiermuth did finish 3 catches, 36 yards, and he did have the 2-point attempt as well. Zach Gentry, 2 for 10, and then Ray McLeod, 1 for 7. They are missing, as this season progresses, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's been out injured now for 2 months. Separated shoulder against the Broncos, has since had surgery, and he's out for the year. On defense today, even on offense, somebody has to step up. But it was Chris Wormley and TJ Watt. Cam Hayward as well, even Joe Schobert. Kello Weatherspoon played well, as mentioned. Minka with the interception, even though they couldn't capitalize off of it. But they're hitting stride just when they need to. Even after a slow start, hitting it middle of the season with a bye week in between on a 4-game winning streak. Past month, okay, they've been there, but at the same time, no, they're not. But if they can start playing their best football here, November now into December, into the new year, into the playoffs, Pittsburgh's going to be in a good spot. So, 2019, your final score with the Steelers coming out on top against the Baltimore Ravens. 2019, Steelers win it over the team from Maryland. But should be a good game on Thursday night at Minnesota, no doubt about it. Hopefully they find a way to win that game too. Back-to-back matchups against purple teams. Trying to look back at the schedule here if they've had something along those lines. It doesn't matter, but just a thought now that I bring it up. Already happened like that this year. I guess the Browns and Bears with some orange in their color scheme, and then the Lions and Chargers with the blue. But they're still gonna have to play Baltimore once more. That's the thing. If they split, okay, that game's gonna be big week 18 for sure. Could decide who wins the division, who's going to the playoffs, who's not as a wild card if it comes down to that as well. 2 more home games for your road trips. Playing better at home than they have on the road this year, but as mentioned, they could have a few more wins, could have a few more losses though. So I'll take it. Pittsburgh now 6-5-1 with a win. 20-19, your final score, defeating the Baltimore Ravens here this afternoon. So, for the most part, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool Hand Luke 96, live right here on the YouTube channel with another Steeler win, the first in almost a month, dating back to the Monday night win against the Bears early November. Here we are early December. After an 0-2-1 3-game stretch, Pittsburgh wins once again here today. 2019, your final score. They're now 6-5-1. They'll go to Minnesota on Thursday night. And I'll have live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube. Thence, hopefully, you'll tune in. But thank you for tuning in and listening this afternoon for another Steeler victory. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Found a way to win when the game was on the line, and a win's a win. A win is a win. The running game is getting there. Defense making stop after stop. 7 sacks on Lamar Jackson here this afternoon. Running the ball when they needed to late, along with making stops on defense and finding a way to win, able to drive on the Raven defense late and score some touchdowns as well, is what won them the game. Honestly, it was. But more so than not, as this came down to the final play of the game once again with Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Defense. Defense making more stops. Pittsburgh's defense making more stops, I should say, than the Ravens today, I thought. And that's what won Pittsburgh a game. A win's a win. Steelers with another win. 6-5-1 now. On the year. Really should be 7-5, if not a little bit better, but could be a whole hell of a lot worse. But it is what it is. So 6-5-1, I'll take it. Running game's coming. It's getting there. Finally can get 10 times better than what it is, and hopefully it will. Hopefully they'll play some damn good football down the stretch. Find a way to get into the playoffs, and then we'll go from there. But, yeah, I don't have much else to say. So, for the most part, yeah, that'll do it for myself. Your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96, live here on YouTube once again. And once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, the thumbs up button. And hope to see everybody now tomorrow night for more live watch along reactions. And for Monday Night Football, WWE Monday Night Raw. And then next week in the sports world as well for more live watch along reactions live here on the YouTube channel, beginning on Thursday night with the Steelers and Vikings on Thursday Night Football, with one earlier coming off a loss. See highlights from the Viking loss. It was bonus coverage earlier though. Lions picking up the first win against Minnesota earlier today. So yeah, Minnesota coming off a loss come Thursday night. Pittsburgh coming off of a win, and then they'll meet on Thursday Night Football. But here today, Pittsburgh defeats the Baltimore Ravens. Steelers now 6-5-1 again, 20-19, your final score. So thank you once again for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Super now tomorrow night. But here we go, Steelers. Here we go. They beat the Ravens for the third straight time dating back to last year. Game once again came down to the final play. Win's a win though. Steelers win it by 1, 20-19.